Yeah, so we got back to the cathedral and noticed that there were a whole bunch of warforged in there. They were just kind of moving things around and like moving rocks and rubble around and tidying up. And Orcard and his gang were not there, so we went outside and we found where they were hiding now. Um, and we talked him into coming back to the Warforged with us so that they could kind of shake hands, make friends, be allies. Um, and while we were there, Schroeder and Balefire went back inside the cathedral to try to chat with an emissary. They met Serbios in there. Um, and while they were finishing introductions with him, Nimble, who is the Warforged emissary, came over and came up and outside with us, and uh, we talked about Orcard being allowed to come back to the cathedral, and it was more or less we take responsibility for his actions, but he's going to be good as well as the other. They're all hobgoblins? No. Yes?
Yeah, they're hobgoblins.
Yeah. As along with the other hobgoblins. And from there we went to go see Chiron and stopped in at Queen Dinara's place and made some introductions. And then we got in a fight with some undead afterwards, and Balefire almost missed out on his booty call. And that's where we left off.
All right. And yeah, you had defeated the revenants, and I think you were
Hmm.
continuing to head to the library. Yes.
Hmm.
All
Yeah,
right.
yeah, we
Not
were
Balefire.
planning to go to Karen. Yeah.
And Balefire is heading back to the fountain. Yeah. All right.
Could we take a short rest before that, since all my spells are gone?
In the tunnels.
How does it? Isn't for my other campaign I play in short rest is like an hour rest
Y-
tops, if I understand it.
yeah. So you could attempt to rest here. Is that what the group wants to do?
Aren't we really close to Chiron anyways? Wouldn't it be better
Uh.
just to rest there?
So you are probably about half an hour to an hour, depending on if you bump into something. Journey
So
to
it's
get
up
there.
to you guys. If I can still help, but my spell casting is limited. If anything happens.
Like you could still push them back into our areas
Yes.
of
Yes.
effect, just not your own.
Exactly.
Gotcha. I'm good with anything.
I'm fine trying to get to Karen. We'll get the protection of the laboratory there. So, and if we run into another thing, then after that we will short rest if we can't make it.
Yeah,
If we can't make
you
it.
you do know these tunnels are dangerous. Though
Mhm.
you are also very close. I mean, if you wanted to rest, like you're right near the fountain area, so it would be easier to backtrack and rest in that safe area if you
Mm.
Oh,
want to
that's
do that.
true. The fountain, does it heal?
No, that's just the fountain on the surface. It's the landmark. That's Dinara's territory, and it has the
Yeah,
ghost
but
protecting it.
isn't there the fountain at Dinara's place? Because I remember I filled my water skin with the water from there, and it didn't heal or didn't do anything when I drank it outside of a place. But yeah, if we are not, if we are close to our place, we could probably go back there, use the fountain, right?
Uh,
Wasn't there like a healing fountain or something like that in our room?
I
Or do I
hmm.
misremember?
Let me.
Because I
I
do
think while we
really,
were in there, it had some kind of healing property, but not
yeah,
much.
exactly. Which I mean is
Uh,
better than nothing.
Let me check my notes. I don't remember that, but it could be true. Uh,
Let's see, because I know I feel my water skin with the fountain that she has. Let me double check. What did I put over there?
Sure. Let's say it has some slight healing properties. So it could be used to help heal HP quicker.
So forward or back?
Well, back then, if we can heal for 1 hour, that's
Yeah, it'll just take more time. All right, so the group falls back to a safe area. I'm not going to make you walk through the maps. Balefire is kind of hanging out there. He seems surprised when the group comes back. But you spend an hour here, so go ahead and spend hit dice. It seems like the fountain of healing is limited. It looks like it can only give you 1d6 per hour. So if you
Okay.
want to roll an extra d6 with your hit dice, you can do that. Or just roll a d6 if you don't want to use hit dice. But time passes in here.
Hey.
No, I couldn't. Wait, I need to roll before, right?
I
so
think I'm
that's
just gonna be doing studying during this. I don't need to short rest.
Okay. And
I drank some water.
the party uses one short rest for the day. I think this is the first one you've done, right?
I think it might be the second.
It's the second.
Oh,
I've already
is it?
used my arcane recovery.
All right,
I was gonna say I'm pretty low on hit dice, so.
I've started recording short rests in a new area, so I must have missed the first one. All right, so this is your
It
second
was
one.
2 weeks ago, so.
Yeah. So this is the second one of the day. It's currently, well, it's about 3 in the afternoon when you finish the short rest, 3:10. You spend your hit dice, you regain HP and resources. What does the group want to do?
During that time, I'll redo the telepathic bond.
All right.
and I'm going to bring Dijas back.
All right. You channel energy into poor fallen Deja, and she comes
Yeah.
back.
So I have to spend one first level slot. There you go.
All right. So what does the group want to do? I assume go to the keep now?
I think
Other-
we want.
Other than
What-
Balefire. Or sorry, go ahead, Serbios.
Oh, I think we should just keep at what we did before.
Yeah.
That would
sounds
make
good.
sense.
You're not headed to the keep though. You're headed to Chiron's, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
just to Chirons.
Under the keep,
You're,
yeah.
you're good.
All right. So just to remind me, Balefire was going to stay here for the rest of the day, then meet you all tomorrow under the keep.
Yeah.
All right. So the group is traveling to the keep again. Give
Yeah.
me another d20 roll.
Amazing
Good
roll
roll.
so far.
Yep. Starting off with those 4s.
Well, I got 2 crits in last session.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it just means you're one of us if you roll low on the random 20s.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. It seems like every group does the same. Every group runs or rolls 1s and 4s. That's it.
That's all roll 20 can produce. All right. Well, this time the trip is uneventful. You make it to the keep without issue using the path you've drawn out from mapping. And that leads you to Chiron's library. I think you
Yay.
have this mapped out already, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So go ahead and pull yourselves onto the map in Chiron's library.
Yeah, I
I
think the
am
only
not
one that.
there.
Yeah.
Oh,
the only
yeah.
one that doesn't is Serbians. First time.
All right.
Oh,
Just don't touch the weird thing on the ground.
I'll pull your character on then, since you haven't been here before. And actually, I will map this out a little for you then as well. So you come into the area over here.
Nope.
Head south through the tunnels and follow
Did you
the
guys
group.
make the hole?
Sorry, go ahead.
Did you guys make the hole there?
No.
Sort of.
I think we tried to fix it.
It's a long
Covered it with-
story.
stone table, and then that got destroyed.
So not to touch the weird green pentagram, right? Because
Yeah, don't touch that.
I feel compelled to touch it.
No, 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 no.
Well, I mean, at your risk.
At your risk. All right, so you make it to the library. Chiron is there as usual. He greets you all and says, Shadowstalkers, you've returned.
We come with more friends.
Well, the same rules apply. Do not take books from this place and do not damage anything. So you see Chiron, this kind of gaunt skeletal being with these huge hands standing there with several books floating around him. It looks like he's kind of standing there reading. His hands are way too big to actually manipulate the book, so some kind of magical spell seems to be holding them in place as he reads. But once he talks to the group, he goes back to reading. So do you all want to do anything specific or just try to pass time here?
Are we milestone wise? Where are we exactly? Do we know? Because I think yeah, I don't know if that's something that we know as characters. Do we know milestone wise if we are actually leveling up or not?
Oh, for level up. Oh, you milestone? Is that what you said?
Yeah. Because I
Um.
have no idea how far we are from the next milestone.
So, how would you measure that? You feel like you've experienced a lot, and this might pay off soon. I'll say that.
That's a good way to phrase it. I actually wanted to introduce Nimble to Chiron and explain that the Warforged have returned.
Oh, Nimble's with you. So
That's the whole reason why the group headed back.
yeah, I forgot about Nimble. So Nimble is fascinated by Chiron. He's been sort of quiet in the back. Chiron sort of looks first to Serbios and says, "You, where do you come from? The magics about you seem familiar."
I've been dragged from the Feywild.
Ah, Fey energy, that's what it is. He says, "I assume you're not going to perform any trickery in here." He narrows his eyes a bit.
For me, the next thing that performs trickery should be dead.
A magic user after my own heart, then. You are welcomed here. And what of the Warforged? And Nimble sort of steps forward cautiously and gives a polite bow and says, I am Nimble. I am of the... what was his people's names? I am a Warforged of the Vaults of Kultora. Chiron says, the vaults that... the hidden vaults somewhere in Isik. And Nimble nods. He says, yes, I am here because our people have reemerged recently, and I wish to speak to you about relations with our kind. And Chiron says that that is something we can discuss, though at the moment I'm a bit busy. Let's speak later. Nimble just sort of nods. All right. So what does the what do you all want to do while you're here? I'll say Nimble maybe goes over to Chiron and talks to him a bit. I don't want to role play with myself.
I do that all the time.
Probably take a long rest. Folks, I don't remember what were the undead we fought last time.
Revenants. There were
yeah.
5 of them.
5 revenants, and they were trying to do something. They were trying to bring us somewhere. Is that right?
Yeah,
They
they wanted us to drop our weapons.
Yeah, they were unusually beefy. I think we had a hard time with them this time.
I think it just took longer because we put him through a meat grinder.
Yeah, last game you guys destroyed them. I don't know what you're talking about.
You
Okay.
You
you
had
got
like
hit really hard, but it
you
was
had
friendly fire.
you had
Oh, okay.
yeah
Okay.
yeah that's what it was. There was like the tentacles and then like the like AOE spells and they were like
Yeah,
stuck in them.
I remember the spell. I don't remember if there was something else beyond the revenants because no, it was just five revenants that were trying to bring us to, because we were causing trouble to the Haloons.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So they clearly recognize us. Okay, yeah, I remember that. Okay, got it.
yeah. And then you started glowing even though you were invisible.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I know. I remember that. Thanks, Sabios.
This is very confusing for Serbius because a moment ago we were just murdering undead and now we are talking with a weird undead librarian.
He's
Yeah.
friendly. He was transformed into what he is now by what happened to the city, but he was able to retain his mind.
Yeah. Well,
Nice.
all these undead were transformed by the ritual of Malik, but yeah, a couple of them were able to maintain their sanity.
I see. Well, this is a worthy cause.
All right. Well, so Chiron is speaking with Nimble a bit. There's still a good amount of time in the day, so if anyone has projects they want to work on, they probably could work on those.
Yes,
Yeah.
I have the many ingredients.
All right. Well, if you want to do something that requires my input, I'll start with you, Schroeder. Are you doing anything that requires me, or are you just doing?
Yes. I
All right.
want to keep the higher end essences for specific things. Uh, can't remember which ones were higher end. I believe the Glabrazu were the higher end demon essence that I have, or was it the Dragloth that
Let me
are
take a
higher?
look. Oh, can you all hear like the crunching, meaning popcorn? Is that coming through?
No.
Okay.
Barely.
Okay, good.
Only when you're talking.
Yeah, that's what I figured. All right. So you said Glabrazu, and what was the other one?
Well, I have four specific demon essences. I have the
So,
Hezro, Shusuva, Glabrazu, and Dragloth.
so the Hezro and Glabrazu, Shisuva, and what was the last one?
Dragloth?
Dragloth. So all of those are pretty high-end demon essences. They're all from fairly powerful demons.
Okay, then I'll just keep
The
one
highest,
of
the
them.
most powerful one is the Glabrazu.
Okay, that's what I thought. I'll keep that one and then just mince the rest of them.
Or the Glabrazu. All right, so you're turning the rest of them into essence.
Yeah, whatever I have time for. I also have just straight up demon essence.
And you're using an alchemy kit for that.
Well, we also have the labs here for the bonus.
You can make a check. Usually it's one half, but if you can roll really high, I think it was. Let's see. Well, go ahead. Give me a check, and we'll say you're trying to convert all of these, however many you're trying to do.
Okay. Alchemy
It'll probably
supplies
it'll probably take
and
you a
then
couple of hours.
yeah. If I remember correctly, the alchemy table gives me a +1, correct?
Yes, I believe so.
Alright. Intelligence. Submit. Ooh.
All right, so you would get basically
24.
you'd get 75% the value you were converting. So just take the value
Yep.
converting and times it by 0.75 or whatever. So
Got it.
Calgrad, what are you doing during this?
I'm just training. I'm practicing my moves and my spells and training with Dija.
All right. What about? I know what Balefire's doing. What about Nico?
Um, Probably just doing a bit of meditation and playing a little bit on my hand drum.
All right.
Maybe
So,
probably a body weight workout too, but
all right,
all
yeah.
together at once while playing the hand drum.
So, as you're doing these things, you would hear Chiron say, Goliath, may I speak with you?
Okay.
So, you're going to walk over.
Yeah, I'll walk over.
I'll make way.
His books sort of fly to the side, and he says, I was curious of something. I have not seen your kind around these areas for a while. Where do you hail from?
I mean, where do most Goliath hail from?
He says, many hail from the mountains far to the north, but there are some scattered tribes that roam about the plains. It's just very rare that I see any.
No, I'm from the mountains.
He says, a barbarian tribe?
Uh, at least in part, yeah.
Interesting. And I assume you are a holy man, a shaman of some kind?
To an extent, yeah.
He looks at your symbol. What symbol are you wearing?
It would be hanging around my hand. It's a little. It looks like a sword with a lightning for the hilt.
Which god is that?
Oh, cord.
Cord, okay. So he says, you're armed as someone with cleric training. Do you, or are you a worshiper and empowered by Cord? Or are you a simple priest or shaman?
I worship him. Yeah.
He says, and you wield magic from him, I suppose is my question.
Yes.
Nods. He says, not all followers are gifted with magical abilities. Divine energies are very rare, so you must be a very faithful follower for him to have chosen you.
Yes.
He says, I was curious, and he would ask you about a region up north of the mountains. Hang on, let me get the name here. He says, in your travels, have you made your way through the Kalathi region up north of the mountainous areas? He says, there is a temple there. I was just curious if your tribe knows of it or if you've seen it. And you would not know what he's talking about.
Yeah. I was. That's good because I don't know what he's talking about. So uh, I'll just I'll just keep quiet and look at him.
All right, so you don't say anything, and he senses you're kind of unsure of what he's talking about, and he just says, "All right, I was just curious. Thank you for your time." And he sort of waves his hand, and the books fly back into position.
Yeah. And I'll just nod and walk back to the other room and
Back to what
start
you were
drumming and
doing.
working out.
All right, Serbios, is there something you'd like to work on?
Um, I would like to approach Chiron and ask him about the state of the current world I'm in, as I have been a mere child when I was taken away. And I would like to know maybe if he somehow knows about the place of my birth, what happened to it, if it still exists.
So you approach Chiron. Give me a, I guess, persuasion check as you begin speaking.
Let me see. Why didn't I scale it?
Oh, very good. So he sort of looks away from his book for a moment and sees you're there. He would move his long fingers, and the books would once again fly to the side. He says, "The state of the world." He says, "Is there a specific part you're interested in?"
So out of character, we have not discussed the name of the village I would have been born in, but I would ask about
So
this.
there's a bunch of different villages within the empire. Is this a village in this empire, or do you want to say you're from a faraway land?
Um, I think that I wouldn't know as the character because I was just a child.
Well,
So
so from a story perspective, you as the player, do you have a preference of this
I don't have.
empire? Okay. So you say a name, he would look at you and say, "I'm not familiar with such a place. Unfortunately, I've been stuck within this library since the accident, and I haven't had much time to travel. There might be books on the place you refer to if you want to look around the library and see what's here, but I don't have information on your village. My apologies."
I see. I would appreciate it if you wouldn't mind.
Says, "Of course, you're welcome to any of the books within the library, as long as you don't damage or try to take them from here."
Appreciated.
Alright,
So,
so. Here, go
Hey
ahead.
Lou,
Yeah.
did you see my whispers about?
Let's see. I did not. Hang on. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'll get back to you in a second on
No
that.
problem.
So you're gonna look around the library, Serbios, for
Yeah.
books. All right. Give me an intelligence check. You can use investigation if you have it, or
One
just
moment.
intelligence.
Oh, both are horrible. It doesn't really matter. Let's see if I'm smart. Oh, I rolled twice by mistake. So it's an 8.
All right.
Not smart.
So I'm guessing your character hasn't used the library before, as you're just looking at all these books. You have no idea like how they're organized, and you just feel overwhelmed as you start going through them. And yes, you are unable, at least for with several hours of searching, you're unable to find anything useful, unfortunately.
Fair enough.
So, Balefire, do you want to do? Do you mind if we do that interaction in front of everyone, or do you want to do it privately? The discussion with Dinara.
We can do that privately, just real quick. I won't drag it out. But
All right. Let's hop in the other channel really quick. All right. So, what do you say to her?
I'll explain that I got that. I'll tell her the story about the tattoo that I got and how I got it, and tell her that I've been hearing this voice. See if she knows anything about it.
She says, "No, that's very strange. I'm not very versed in the ways of magic. I had some tutoring from Chiron. He had mentioned that magical intelligent entities do exist, but he'd probably know more about such things than I would. I would guess it might be, well, I don't want to say it's friendly. It doesn't seem like it's done anything to you yet. Just try to communicate on occasion. But yeah, you might want to ask him."
And then I'll beg her pardon while I attempt to communicate with it and see if I can find out its name and its purpose.
All right. So you just gonna start thinking to it?
Yeah. Say, hey, buddy.
You would hear a voice that responds and says, "Hello."
So I have a few minutes away from my friends who will think I'm crazy if they hear me talking to myself. My name is Balefire, and I guess I'm your host for right now.
He says, "Greetings, Balefire. I am Corvos. I
How do you spell
was
that?
Coravos.
Coravous.
Yeah, Coravos. Coravos.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
Uh,
Hello, Clovis.
he says, I appreciate you getting me out of that chair. I was trapped in there for quite some time.
You're welcome. This isn't quite what I expected to happen when I sat down, but my friends believed that something possibly good could happen if someone sat down there, and so I did. Um,
He kind of
do
chuckles. He says, well, certainly, good is I mean, I don't mean you any harm, Balefire. I don't know exactly what I can do for you as a magical entity. Perhaps that is something we could figure out together.
Right. I know a bit of magic, although I'm not trained. I'm in the process of learning. Um, and if there's anything I can do for you, let me know. If you can help me fight better, that's always a plus too. If there's something else you want to be transferred into, we can figure that out.
Well, unfortunately, uh, I don't even know how or why I was pulled into this. You said it was a chair? This chair in the first place. I am an intelligence that was floating within the astral sea before this. I don't know why the wizards or whoever it was that bound me brought me to your plane, but it seems I'm stuck here for now.
Right. One other quick question for you. Are you aware of what's going on around me, or do I need to consciously tell you things?
I can see through your eyes, yes.
All right. Well, if you see anything that needs my attention to keep us both alive, let me know.
He says, I will, and it is good to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
He
All
says,
right.
if you ever wish me to not see through your eyes, as if you're going to spend time with this ghost woman, you can let me know.
All right.
All right.
Only if it bothers you, man. All right. I think that's it, Lou. Thanks.
All right.
And then in the morning, I'll go catch up with the group.
All right.
Thanks.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
that one is funny because I need a giant octopus, a piece of tentacle from a giant octopus or
yeah,
squid.
Yeah,
yeah.
which is assume that you have in your components pouch if you have it.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to pass time unless anyone wants to do anything else.
I believe I did everything I can for the most part.
All right, so time is passing, and actually, with the long rest, you would all level up.
Hey,
Da-da-da-da.
Cool.
Well, so we're catching up with Bellfire, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah, yeah.
if you,
Wait, you already did. We're all the same level now.
Mm.
We
oh, I
are
thought you were
level 10.
11.
No, we are level 10, Bellfire.
Going to 10 or going to 11?
Going to 11.
Right. So am I.
Yeah, when
So
we leveled up last time, I think we just evened it out, didn't we?
Yeah, I didn't get the boost when I should have, or according to my previous rules. So I am now
oh, I
going to
see.
11 as well.
all right, let me make
Yes,
sure I have the compendium shared so you can all use
that
it to quickly level up.
is correct.
With the character mancer?
Yes,
Righty.
or however you want to do it, because I know some of you are doing roll 20, or not roll 20, beyond.
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 Yeah. All right. So the compendium should be shared for those of you leveling up through roll 20. So you should have all the extra info in there.
Yeah.
But I assume you need a moment to do all that choosing of powers and stats and everything. Or is everyone pretty much set to go to 11?
Uh,
2 minutes
I'm
might be nice.
yeah. I'll
Wasn't
read a bit.
there a button to just level up on D&D Beyond?
Yeah, you go to the character editor, click go to your character, click the edit button, then click on class at the top, and then you can just change the level from whatever to
Hmm.
whatever, bump it by one, and then you can do your choices.
Yeah, I know if you do Character Mancer, it's basically the same. You go to the level up button and then you get a bunch of choices for your level. Just make sure you
We
choose them. It also can skip powers if you don't make decisions.
yeah. We use average for our hit points, yeah?
Yeah, so it's average rounded up. So what do
Yep.
you D8? So that would be 5 hit points per level
Yeah.
plus con modifier.
Okay. Cool, cool, cool.
All right, and when you're all and actually Balefire, you got there in the morning, right? You headed over.
Yep. Carefully stealthing, obviously.
Give me a stealth check.
Uh, do that from over here.
Okay, yeah, you're very quiet as you move through the tunnels. So Balefire arrives in the morning. Where's Balefire? So when you're done leveling up your character, just move your token up to the north part of the room here, just so I know you're all ready.
I'm just reading through spells a bit because I wasn't sure we are gonna level up so early.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
also
well,
need to
early for you, not early for them.
I actually need to
I've been
pick a couple
entertained before.
spells. And I also need to roll a d6.
And if you choose a spell, usually within the first game, because I know
Oof.
it's not as much time to consider it. So if you change your mind, as long as you change it like right after the first game, you can switch things around. I don't want to get you stuck with a choice. You get to listen to smooth jazz while you level up.
I will get to manually add all the new spells.
Yeah, well, you can just drag them over from the compendium.
Yeah.
It's pretty
I
easy.
just I took a picture of it so I knew which ones to add. So all good.
You
Wait,
did hit point. Yay.
wait, what? Hold on. Um,
Ooh.
am I tripping? 11.
Oh,
Oh, I have no clue what I should pick.
All of the things.
I get 6th level spells though.
Yeah, me too.
I'm just going with thematic spells.
More tentacles.
Yeah, that makes sense. More like my eyes are a pool of void that makes people sleep.
There you go. Is that like an invocation?
It's Mystic Arcanum.
All right.
So I get one spell which I can cast freely once per long rest, and I have to choose. I wanted to go for Circle of Death, but then I'm gonna kill us somehow because it affects everything.
Yeah. Yep.
Um, should it say on Beyond if I get to choose more spells in general, or is it something I should know?
In Beyond, what you yeah, when you sorry, on the class under the when you're on the class screen for your
Mhm.
character and you've changed your level, underneath your class, the class description, it says class features, which is the default selection. Right
Yeah,
next to it says spells.
yeah.
And so that should let you know, like if you click add spells, it should tell you how many like cantrips and
Oh,
prepare
yeah, I
spells.
see now. Yeah, it says known spells, and I can add another one. I see.
Yep.
Thanks.
Is Balefire riding a motorcycle? Comes in on his Harley.
Excuse me,
No.
what?
Oh, I just heard some background noise. I thought it was you.
Yep,
Oh,
that is actually my neighbor.
I hear like
Calgrod.
brrrr.
It's a pretty loud engine noise.
Calgrod's riding the motorcycle.
Yep.
Yeah.
Through his
With
really
a
cool
spider
gun
on his
thing.
back.
Hey Schroeder, do you know see invisibility?
I do now.
Oh, Calgrod does.
Yeah.
No.
Yep.
All right. I don't want to learn a spell that I might be able to get from one of you guys. That's all.
I'm not doing. I would have to write a scroll.
Yeah, of
I'm not
course.
using.
That's fine. I just
Getting
Maybe
that from.
Balefire spoke to the group before researching sea invisibility.
we chatted though. I mean, Schroeder and Balefire have had conversations long on the way to Isik about spells.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna go with this one. Fine. I think I'm done.
Alright, so yeah, just move your token up to here. You're all done. Signify that Serbios goes and leads against the wall.
Minutes? That's stupid.
Okay. We said here-ish?
Just anywhere on the north wall.
Okay. Am I there or am I just a torch again?
There's a torch up against the north wall. I don't know if you're there. You're still just standing in the room on my screen.
Cool.
But you were all done, Nico?
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. I'm gonna quickly look at these and pick one to have prepared for this long rest, but other than that, we're good. We can keep going.
Alright.
Uh, do we need to do anything to import the level, or is it just automatic from Beyond? Or is it like
Well, if you there's no import with Roll20 and Beyond, but if you use an extension called Beyond 20, you can actually roll straight from Beyond, and it's going to show your dice in Roll20.
I think,
So
I think he's
um,
using, you were using Beyond 20, right, Serbios?
I used both just so I'll have both.
Roll 20 and D&D Beyond?
I'll just update my roll 20 since I
So
know what I
yeah,
need.
you
Sec-
can use the character mancer to level up in roll 20 as well if you want.
Yeah, it's gonna take just a second because I already chose everything.
Yeah, it's not too hard. But no, there's no import option, unfortunately.
Yeah, no problem. Oh, it's weird. Like I have different spells available in roll 20 and in Beyond.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with Beyond 20, but the nice thing is you can easily edit your sheet in roll 20 if you want it to reflect what's going on in Beyond, and just delete and change spells or whatever. As
Okay,
long as you're not trying to benefit from both spell lists.
no, no, no. So I'm just gonna change my choice here because we talked last session about a teleportation circle, and I can take it if it's needed.
What would Servios do?
It's up to you guys. I usually I don't do spells that don't kill stuff, but
Well, I would say Serbios probably hasn't had much time to discuss that sort of thing with the party. So
yeah,
in
that makes
character, unless they're like right that night, like, oh, you should research teleportation, I'd say just do whatever you think would be, you know, make sense for
yeah,
Serbios.
kill stuff. All right, that makes sense.
If we kill them fast enough, we don't need to teleport away.
Has he been researching powerful like attack spells or more like a utility spell like teleport in all this time?
I think it's more of I read the book of evil tentacles and try not to go insane.
There you go. You're just kind of getting spells randomly from the void.
Yeah, so I'm trying to go like with a theme of psychic and manipulation, like dominate person, dream, things like that.
I'm having an issue with my second level spells. I'll have to sort it out after the session.
All right.
Like I can, it's not for some reason Beyond isn't tracking the spells correctly. In that like it says I've got 6 of 7 prepared spells, or
Huh.
it's not limiting how many I can add to my spell book. So I might have too many spells or something like.
Well, I assume it
Yeah,
lets you manually delete and add spells in your spell book or on
yeah,
your. Yeah. So
yeah.
that's fine.
I'll sort it out later.
And Schroeder, Howard, or go ahead. Sorry.
I'm looking for one more spell.
Okay. So while you think about that, we could probably just continue.
Think.
Yeah.
So
You know what? This looks fun. Why not?
what
Do
is
it.
what is the group doing in the morning?
The plan was to go meet this Shadakai lady and figure out if she's actually the dragon in human or Shadakai shape.
And you're still not sure what happened to Gaivok, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we know that Gaivok has kind of wandered away, and we don't know where Gaivok is.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, yeah. We would mention, did Chiron felt any kind of influence trying to get into the laboratory? Because I don't think we spoke about the Gaivok to Chiron, right?
I don't think so. I think did he enter the library last time?
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
As a thorny, he stayed outside.
Yeah. So Chiron would say the labs in the library have been sealed. You've been the only ones to come in.
Okay.
Did you mention Gaivok by name, or did you just
I
ask
think
him? Because
No, I think at that point, I mean, unless anybody has an objection about that, I think at that point we need to be as open as we can with Karen. He may know stuff that we don't yet.
yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
I
Anybody?
because I'm trying to remember. I don't think you've mentioned Gaivok to him yet, have
No.
you?
Yeah,
Not
we
yet,
have
no.
been careful. He felt the influence a little bit like the queen did, but he's not as a princess. But we didn't say we didn't tell him who he was.
All right. So you're going to mention
Yep.
Gaivok now.
Yep.
Do you mention that he is a Shadow Lord, or you just mention the name?
First, the name.
All right. So when you mention the name, he kind of looks at you for a moment as if there's sort of like a feeling of recognition, and he says, "This name, Gaivok, it sounds familiar to me. Who is he?"
Well, we believe he was teacher of Malek and the Shadow Lord too.
I knew that name from somewhere. He says, I'm familiar with the Shadow Lords, but I have not encountered this Guyvok yet. As far as I
Okay.
know, he has not approached the library. If he did, I would have sensed him. I'm very familiar with the void energies of the Shadow Lords.
So there's something that he told us, and we kind of let him do a ritual that we'd like to verify. He told us that the power was shared between them, and if one gained some power, the other would lose some. Do you know if that's true?
He says, I don't know much of the ways of the rituals that the clan of the Red Wizard uses, another name for the Shadow Lords. So it's hard for me to say, but I would be very cautious with trusting one such as him. I
Yeah.
would
Well,
say if he is working with you, it's for his benefit, not yours.
I Okay. What the heck?
um, yeah. So if he has no, so another thing, yeah, I could ask Karen, what is the connection to this Shadow Lords to the Shadowfell? Is there any known connection or way to access the Shadowfell?
Uh, Sorry, give me one sec here.
Yeah.
All right, so you said connection to the Shadowfell. What connections he
To
might
Karen.
have?
Yeah, to Karen, and or that Karen would know about.
He says, well, takes out his. All right, so he thinks, he says, well, from what I know, the Shadow Lords gain much of their power through a connection to the Shadowfell. They they draw energy from it to help bolster their power. And I believe if they are killed or their current host is destroyed, then their spirit retreats to the Shadowfell to re what would the word be? Recoalesce or coalesce and regain power again.
Okay. Well, that's an important no. So they are like devils and demons. They don't die unless they are killed in their own plane.
Oh yes, if they're once a being becomes connected to the void, they are. There's no known way to kill the Shadow Lord, which is why the dwarves imprisoned him. Which is why they imprisoned the original Shadow Lord, Guyvok.
Okay. Aye. So Guybok was imprisoned before Malek got loose. Malek was not imprisoned when they did so, and Malek then went to do his ritual here in Isik.
He says,
And
"Well, the dwarves originally captured a Shadow Lord during the last cycle. I did not remember his name until you told me it was Guyvok. I don't know if they even knew of Malik. Malik is. It seems like he became, or he started acting more during this cycle, as Isik didn't exist back then. It was a different territory. But this cycle, Malik attacked Isik with his ritual, which caused all the residents to turn into undead. Did you uncover why he did this out of character? Have you got that information yet?
I do not remember that we did.
I don't think you did.
Further,
Yeah.
I don't think we. Yeah, I don't think we have we know there's a vault he's interested on
Yeah.
by, and pretty much everybody is interested by the vault, but we don't know exactly why.
So you know that Malik used the ritual to turn basically Isik into a bunch of undead beings. I don't know. Yeah, you don't know why he did it, but okay. I'm just trying to make sure I have my info straight between my games because I know some groups know more than others.
Yep.
So he nods and says, Malik existed during this cycle, but he does not, at least the name Malik, does not come up in the history of the last cycle. Obviously, he must have existed since he learned from Gaivok. We just don't know much about him.
I do have another side questions. We are about to take the Shadow Dragon. Do you know if that creature is undead or is it not an undead?
Oh, that's very brave of you. I don't think it's undead. Shadow dragons generally are not undead creatures. They're creatures that have been sapped of energies by the Shadowfell.
Okay.
I would be very cautious if you're going to fight it.
Yeah. Well, we went to get some items that will help us, hopefully.
He says, "Good luck to you, and if I can do anything to help, just let me know."
Well, yeah, anything you can to help would be welcome, but uh, yeah, I don't know what kind of help you can provide, really.
He thinks for a moment. He says, "The only thing that I could provide is perhaps information. Do you know of shadow dragons and what to expect when fighting them?"
Not really, actually. Turning towards Schroeder, who seems maybe more knowledgeable about this kind of stuff.
If I have any knowledge on shadow dragons,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
do you want me to make a roll for that?
If you want, I'm not sure if you've looked into shadow dragons before, but you could definitely make an Arcana check and see what you know of them.
I'll just do an Arcana check to see what my character might know.
All right, so you know a couple of things. Off the top of your head, you know that shadow dragons, as he mentioned, are indeed dragons that have usually spent too much time in the Shadowfell because they got stuck there or something. Yeah, just something brought them there, and they turned from their whatever they were before into a shadow dragon. So any dragon can become a shadow dragon. Shadow dragons aren't naturally occurring like other dragon colors and types. You know that all of their energies, like their breath weapon and their magics, are now tainted with necrotic. So basically, anything that isn't their physical attacks is a necrotic attack, dependent on what they could do as the former dragon type. You would know that they are very stealthy in dim light or darkness and can disappear into shadows, so fighting them in the dark is very dangerous. You know that they can be sensitive to sunlight, so if there's a good supply of sun in the area, it will make it harder for them to fight you. Those are the two things you know off the top of your head.
Okay, I will relay all of that information to the group.
Aaron, is there anything that Schroeder doesn't know about them?
I can.
Probably.
He says I can add a few things to that. The shadow dragon is resistant to necrotic energy, as stated, because of how immersed these dragons are in necrotic energy. They develop a natural resistance to it. This dragon, I believe, if the tales are true, he has immunity to fire damage. So fire will do nothing to him. And the dragon also has the ability to inspire fear in those that it gets close to. So just be warned that magical fear might overtake you while fighting this creature.
I've been subject to that fear.
Balefire's like, oh, damn it. I believe it can change forms as most dragons can, adopting a humanoid form. And he says it probably has magical abilities, so be wary. I don't know what those might be, as I've never tried to fight it. So spells it can use. He says, and that's all I know of this creature.
Useful.
Alright, so, yeah, he would just go back to reading his books unless you had something else to say to him.
We know, so just talking with the others, we know that the Shadow Dragon would live at the top tower of the keep, right? That's something that has been told to us before. Is that what I remember correctly?
Yeah, so the dragon, from what you know, takes rests somewhere above the keep, probably on the roof, you would guess, during the day. And at night, he kind of flies around watching the city. You don't know much about why he does this, but that's what you've been told by, I think. I think Orcard mentioned that because his people noticed the dragon, and Chiron may have mentioned that as well.
I think my future girlfriend said that she's living on the lower floors. At least that's what she told us. That's not to mean that she can't like walk up the stairs and take off from the top if she's in fact the dragon.
Yeah, so we don't know if she's actually the dragon, right?
Yeah.
No, you had suspicions, but you don't know for sure.
Is there a way to tell? This is Balefire asking Schroeder and Chiron. Is there a way to tell, like magically, if someone like is a dragon? A humanoid can,
Yes, but I didn't take that spell.
There are spells, I think, that force shape changers into their natural form. You would,
Well, also, I
Yeah,
think True Sight would let you see that as well, wouldn't it?
I would have to look at True Sight, but possibly you might be right.
What
Calquad
about
points
like
out.
reading thoughts? If would they have dragony thoughts?
Dragony thoughts.
I mean, I guess if you could read their mind and they think about the fact that they're a dragon, that could be a way to tell. But it's not like their thought patterns are like dragon stamped or whatever.
Right. Well, I don't walk around thinking I'm an asshole, but like I know that I am. So maybe that's not reliable.
So I could subject the Shadowkai to a moonbeam, which, if she, the problem is that it will be a very aggressive act immediately, but we will know right away because if she fails her saving throw, she would actually transform to her natural shape. So that's one of the options we have.
Probably be very pissed off.
Yeah. So that is a kind of a last ditch effort. But before we get there, we need to make sure we can either bring sunlight or some kind of. We need to get. Does any one of you has the ability to actually bring sunlight? And we would probably have that discussion before we take our spells and prepare our spells in the morning. Because that's during the night that we are kind of preparing for the Shadow Dragon, right?
Yeah.
I had actually already chosen Sunbeam before we had this whole conversation. So
Oh, I'm so glad you chose that. Oh, wait. You can't scribe it, can you?
this one?
No,
Time for
no, that would
anyway.
yeah,
I don't
that would
think
have
so.
Downside.
you would have to create a scroll, and even as
And
a
I
scroll,
don't, I don't think I have training in the things you need to make a scroll. So
She didn't go to school.
yeah.
Well, I'm glad you picked that up, because I unfortunately was not able to.
So, Karen, is there like this breath of this shadow dragon? Is that a breath that affects us that we have to kind of jump away from, like all the dragon breaths, or is that like a more subtle breath that is actually affecting our willpower or mind?
I would assume that's a
So-
actual weapon.
He says my instinct would be that it is something to be dodged. It seems like something you would have to get out of the way of. But as I said, I've never fought this particular dragon.
Right. Well,
No, and I
do we
don't
feel?
think True Sight would actually see the dragon because a shapeshifter. I mean, it's still in a form. It's not like it's an illusion. So
Mm.
It's not an illusion.
yeah.
Yeah, so I think Moonbeam is probably the one that would. So first we need to interact by day, and fortunately it's like early morning, right? Isik is actually under the sky. I mean, there's no kind of magical gloom.
No, there is a heavy gloom and fog if you remember. But
Oh yeah, okay.
it is more concentrated in the keep area. You
Mm-hmm.
could probably, if you could lure the dragon outside the keep area, it would probably be a more sunny area. But definitely in the keep area where the keep is, it does seem like there's some kind of magical gloom in that place.
Bloom like a fog that is subject to wind, or
That's a good question. So it is sort of a magical effect as far as you can tell because you've seen it there every day. You're not sure if using magic to try to blow the fog away what exactly that would do. There's a lot of it, so
okay. That's fair.
all right. Well, it is 7 a.m. in the morning.
So
Just let me
yeah,
know what you want to do.
so part of the discussion still because to decide there's a few decisions at the end of the long rest that can happen. So Kagwad will certainly point out that he can actually transform Dija into a bat. Provide her with the platinum ring that currently Balefire has, and ward her while looking through her eyes as she's exploring or flying around the keep. Is that something? So it's a much more robust scout than a familiar. Is that something we want to do, or is that something we are waiting to meet the Shadowkai? Maybe after we meet the Shadowkai, what do you guys think?
Go look in all the windows.
Now, have you all
Yeah.
been up there yet? I don't think so, right?
Nope.
Okay.
We have not. In fact, we have stayed mostly underground. We know the keep, the courtyard. We've seen the courtyard of the keep, but we didn't even go to the Smith's area, if I remember well.
Yeah, I think you just looked up there, then went back underground.
Yeah, we've been burrs all this time.
Yep.
So,
Let
what do
me
you guys think?
bring a storm.
Huh?
I said, let me bring a storm.
You can. Yeah. Can you bring a storm on top of the keep?
If we're outside,
Huh. So, what would that do?
it would not be as effective as sunlight. So, but you
Oh,
know,
you mean like while you're fighting a dragon?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
I can, like, I can call lightning and whatever sleet storm does.
So,
Yeah, that
so
one's
that
not as good.
that's a good. I mean, lightning is not something he's immune to, so I think that's a great idea.
Hmm.
Um, what about if we were to wake the dragon during the day and actually bring the storm to it and try to kind of challenge him during the day? But I mean, while he's sleeping.
We definitely
Or
do that.
what if we found a tasty meal for it and poisoned it and pretend like we were offering it as worship to the dragon and gave it that poison that turns things to stone?
Yeah, I really think that dragons are not very cunning, and I mean, if they ask you to eat it first, what next?
Claim unworthiness.
Yeah, Okay, well, that's certainly a possibility. We don't know exactly what mindset this Tower Dragon is in, so so we would have to make ourselves known to him then before we attack.
Hmm.
I mean, I'm fine with that approach. We can try it, but that means that we have no surprise anymore. We have, I mean, he's kind of going to learn about us, which that far, unless he's a Shalakai, he probably doesn't know much about us. And even with a Shalakai, I mean, we met. I think it's only Bellfire that met her, right?
No,
Yeah.
We
Well,
No,
we met her
she was in the
briefly.
room that we were in when we were
yeah.
Oh yeah.
She
That's
met
right.
getting
the
Butcher out.
Yeah, she met the whole group. You haven't gone to meet her up above since after she offered.
Yeah, wasn't she like just walking around out here or something?
Yes, she
Or was it
was.
the upstairs room
It
or the
was
other
up.
room?
It was
It wa-
upstairs.
Yeah.
yeah, it was upstairs where we released Butcher.
Where is
And
Butcher?
we
Right.
Where'd Butcher
That's
yeah,
a
go?
and
great question.
where is Butcher? Yeah, that's a good question too. Jeez. Um. So, uh, so do we have any way of being invisible, all of us? Is there anybody that can make us all invisible?
Um, how many people can I make invisible?
I've learned the spell Earthbind, so if something's
Mhm.
flying, there's a chance I
That
can
is
pull it to the ground.
that is good. Okay, so we can Earthbind, we can Moonbeam, we can Sunlight, we can Storm, uh, we can see invisibility. So far, I think any other ability we need to know and discuss before we head there.
Hmm.
Uh, I mean, the two that I picked up were this one. If it will, there we go.
I bite. That sounds fun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
What's
I'd
the
do
size
that
of a
one.
dragon?
good, big.
How old it is?
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, this one is pretty big. It's I think it's gargantuan from what you've seen.
Okay, so that's not relevant. Uh, I had telekinesis. Maybe I could have picked it up, but if it's that big, then no. Uh,
And I also got these.
Just okay.
would a polymorph work on a dragon?
Or huge. Are you asking me or the group?
Well,
Probably the
you're,
group,
you're
because
Okay,
I'm not
yeah,
sorry.
sure.
you're the
Um,
specialist. I mean, I don't know what that kind of magic, what the power of that kind of magic.
it potentially could if
But
it
dragons
doesn't
are shape changing.
resist it.
So
So, do we have ways to prevent it from resisting stuff? Uh, I cannot.
So give me an
Well,
Arcana check. Anyone who heard that question.
Yeah.
So Schroeder and Balefire and Nico, if you all are trained in Arcana,
Oh, no.
you would know that shape changers generally can, when polymorph, just change their shape again. So
Okay.
if you turn, like if the dragon can turn into something and then you turn it into something else, it'll just, when it can, use its action to turn back either into a dragon, into a humanoid, or whatever it wants, depending on how many times it can do that. Which you believe dragons can assume humanoid or dragon form at will. So it might
Yeah.
slow it down just for a moment.
let's see.
And if it's gargantuan in size, I'm not sure if we're actually prepared to take it on.
Yeah, I have this as well. I'm not sure if it would help because dragons are pretty wisdomed, wise.
Yeah, it is very hard to affect dragons with magic in general,
Yeah,
but not impossible.
just
They
need to
just
get.
they
So
just
there's an.
oh,
Yep,
go ahead.
go ahead. No. Go ahead.
Oh, I was
Finish.
just gonna
Finish.
say their blood is extremely potent with magic, which gives them a lot of protection from hostile magics. Mechanically speaking, they have pretty high saving throws and some legendary resistances.
So another question then is we need to think about our backup like plan. So if things goes to shit, we need to be able to come back like here is probably the best or at the entrance at least of the laboratory if we can teleport here. So is that something that one of us can do for the group, for all the group? I'm looking at Schroeder more particularly, of course.
I did not pick up any teleporting spells.
Okay, so we don't have any escape plan.
Hon- Honestly, our best option might be to try to lure it into its human form and down here somewhere to where it wouldn't be able to take on its dragon form.
I
Is-
honestly think we are not ready for this. It might be better if we just wait a bit.
So if we wait a bit, then is it worthwhile visiting the Shadakai to know more about her or not?
Possibly.
Far would like to learn more about her.
Hmm.
Look, she's sharing a domicile with the dragon, so it's worth asking her. Of course, if she is the dragon, then you know, like we've tipped our hand. But
I mean, if she is, there's always a chance that she doesn't actually like Malik and would be willing to like not interfere at minimum.
So that means that at that point, it's probably less threatening if only one of us is going to see her, at least get information as much as they can, and return. Or because one of the things I can do with a warding bond is I can actually protect for 1 hour Wildfire, give him like resistance to all damage, see how the encounter goes, and but he, I mean, and see and maybe can any one of us cry on him or like observe him to make sure to keep tab of what's going on.
Um,
he can telepathically give you guys updates, right?
yeah,
Yeah, that too. That
one of
too.
the first things I do every morning is telepathic bond.
So maybe to be less threatening is just stand by fire by himself, kind of let him kind of have at it with her for knowing that you'll be protected only for 1 hour, and you'll be on your own during that hour.
What's he gonna
Is
do with
that
the other 58 minutes?
Hmm.
Sorry, that one was just way too set up on the tee for me.
well, I don't know. I mean, again,
Yeah,
it's is it
I'm
is,
I'm fine going in and speaking with her and trying to see what my bedroom talk can discern from her. Or
yeah, I swear we won't watch, but
you
we'll
know,
listen.
flirting. So I'm happy to give you guys a play-by-play telepathically.
Play by play. There's two options. Either we are like following you, like staying around like 60, 100 feet away from you, but all invisible, and kind of just in case something goes awry, or we don't take any risk if they can see invisible, and we just stay like away. Because either my warding bond and further telepathy is as no range, right?
Correct.
It's
I don't
yeah.
believe so.
So
No.
yeah.
As long as it's on the same plane.
So
Oh yeah, no. For me, my warding bonds end at 60 feet, so I would have to follow you 60
Mm.
feet, 60 feet if we do that.
We will probably
So
move you into something else that will still let you maintain concentration on the spell, but be close.
yes, that could work.
Would you like to
So
be
if you take damage, I take half the damage, so it would be something that would be pretty buffy.
Change
so
him
like
into an earring.
not a caterpillar?
Like
Um,
a caterpillar in your neck.
yeah,
Eee.
you could. I mean, you could pose as my familiar. You know,
I believe it does.
No, what do you guys think? So are we doing like are we trying a more sly approach first and staying close to him, or are we and but maybe hidden?
Mm.
In which case we can all stay like within 60 feet or like on the other side of a door or wall or something like that as you progress and following you invisible or something like that. And you will be less threatening that way if you approach her for the booty call and then discuss a little bit more. Maybe that's the best thing. Can the five of us be made invisible? Anybody can do that?
I can do a max of 5, but that would take up my 6th level slot, and I can only do
So
it once.
without Balefire, that would be only four.
Yeah, I can do that with a 5th level, and I can
I
do that
have
twice.
invisibility on myself, but it counts against my max spell count, so I really don't want to.
Yeah. Okay. So
I'm really loud, so I'm not sure invisibility will help with that.
yeah,
Gotcha.
but at least if we stay behind him, at least we can try to avoid. He can telepathically guide us as we move forward. Stay behind him and be there if something happens. Does
you
that
guys
make sense?
don't have faith in my diplomacy skills, huh?
It's less that and more Shadakai are mean, and
Yeah.
there's a potential of a dragon.
And if Shadaka is actually a dragon, that's yeah.
Wait,
Alright,
Shadowkai
so
are mean? That's racist.
alright, so I think
Bite me.
I'll
That's
bring
true. You are
Dija
from the
as a.
Feywild.
I think that's the first time you see Dija coming up in the morning as a bat and not as a. He's like a mean-looking, medium-sized bat. That is actually the picture is kind of actually
Spider Bat.
describing her pretty well. Yeah,
I
it's
just want to reiterate that actually I can cast invisibility on myself without expanding slots.
okay.
Oh, you
Okay, so
can? Alright.
that
Yeah.
means that Schroeder has only three of us to no. Yes, three of us at that point
Yeah,
to
it's from
worry
Fate
about.
touch, so it
So
doesn't
I'm not
like
making Deja invisible.
I was thinking, let's keep Dija. I'll keep Dija kind of. She can catch up with us pretty quickly if need be. I don't think we need to have an extra character trying to kind of be
Yeah.
discreet. So,
Alright.
So, uh, is there a reason you still have damage on you,
oh, I
Calibrad?
didn't. Yeah, I didn't. My
I just want to make
quest.
sure the token wasn't set up
Yeah,
incorrectly. Okay, so yeah, that's just you just need to change that. Okay.
yeah.
All right.
So,
Sorry. Go ahead. Continue.
no, that's fine. So I'll bring Dija as a Sky Dija. And she actually is going to hop next to us until we get to the keep. So Balefire, I'm going to cast Warding Bond on you, and you just have to always remember. So you have to stay within 60 feet of us, so we can tell you where we are. Another thing that is really important for everybody, especially if we are getting frightened, my Twilight um, ability, like aura, can remove frighten, but you have to stay within 30 feet of me. So Biofire won't be affected but once I have that up, I can kind of help with the fight and stuff.
All right. 1 hour in and out.
All right.
When 1 hour
And
yes,
while we're talking here, I was going
yes,
to say we're about halfway through, so why don't we take a quick 5 minute break for a restroom and stretch? And you
yeah,
guys can
sure,
continue talking, but yeah,
yeah,
just
yeah.
so in case anyone has to, do anything. So 5 minutes. See you back at 12:40.
Yeah.
All right.
I So I can do Eye of the Night on two of you guys. So that's a dark vision range of 300 feet. So one would be Balefire, who would be the other one that would benefit from that most.
I would benefit because it would mean my shield could be out, but if someone else needs it, that's absolutely fine.
I think
Um,
for
I think I
Schroeder?
have more range,
Yeah.
and I also do not have dark vision.
So give it to Schroeder.
okay, so it should be shorter. How are you, Serbius, with dark vision?
I think I'm fine. Let me see. Yeah, 60 feet and yeah, it's fine. Dim light
I
60 feet and in darkness as dim light.
okay. Alright, so Eye of the Night on Balefire and shorter. Um, Warding Bond on Balefire on my side. I think that's pretty much it, right? For me, at least. So
Does the group have an extra magical rapier?
I do not.
Was there a +1? I think that we were talking. I think there was an extra sword somewhere.
Is that in your bag of holding? Maybe we can.
No, I think maybe Sheva had it or something. We'll have to ask him when he
That's
gets back.
possible.
I'll be right back. I gotta go run.
Yeah. The further you go with invisibility and the telepathy.
Yeah, telepathy's already up, and I can do the invisibility whenever we need to.
So, is there anything that require concentration on my side? Uh, so on your side, it doesn't require any concentration, right? Further.
Invisibility, yeah.
Oh, it does. Okay, okay. So you would have to be concentrated to keep the invisibility up. So I could concentrate on for 1 hour on Ant's ability. What would be so I think I can target two people to do that.
Or what?
So Ant's ability, I can actually put a Cat's Grace or Howl's Wisdom or Fox Cunning on I believe two people.
I think Cat's Grace for Nico to make her more stealthy.
Would be okay. So I could have Cat Grace on Balefire, Nico, and who would need it to be more stealthy? How are you, Servius, with that?
With stealth, I am not great, but I
Okay.
do have invisibility on myself, which is also nice.
Yeah, we'll still have to kind of be
Yeah.
pretty stealthy.
Are we still sure you want to do this? This is sounds kind of suicidy.
Well, right now
Yeah,
the plan is not to go to the dragon, but to go to the Shadakai and figure out if she could be the dragon or not, right? Is that right?
and if she could potentially be like a double agent, if she is, because we
Yeah.
don't necessarily like we know it's technically Malik's pet, but we don't know how faithful it is.
Yes.
I see. Well,
So the plan is not to fight the dragon. If we have to fight the dragon, we can always retreat under the keep where it's
So,
less likely that.
just to chime in really quick, do you all remember why originally you wanted to fight the dragon?
Yeah, we know why, and well, at least I remember why, and
Yeah.
unfortunately, that might not even be able to be part of the plan if we cannot find what's his name again, Gaivok again. Because
What
Alright.
Skyvok
to?
was the one that was supposedly going to be doing that ritual to help us bolster our defenses against Malik using the dragon's essence.
Ah, that was Guyvox. I thought that was your ritual. Okay.
No. I might
Uh,
be able to do something similar with Chiron's help, but I'm not familiar personally with said ritual.
so, so then there may be no point in approaching the Shadakai. I thought we were on the Shadakai for. So is there's a reason to try to approach that, or like Sergio say, maybe it's like just like not the right time to do that.
Well, if we are able to in some way coerce the dragon into joining our side, it would be
Hmm.
extremely beneficial in fighting Malik.
So, well, okay, yeah. So, or like Nico was saying, maybe have effectively this poison slipped or handed to the dragon, and
Well, if I was able to get the dragon with my eye bite, I could just make it go to sleep. And then we could force feed it the poison.
acting imply attacking the dragon. Is that what we want to do?
No, I'm just saying that's a potential option.
Alright, is everyone back?
I'm back.
Yep.
So Serbios, what was the ability that was giving you invisibility at will? Just
Oh, it's not at will. It's just once per rest. It's
oh,
from
okay.
the Fate Touched. I just took the extra spell is invisibility.
Gotcha. Alright. Alright, so yeah, do you want to well it's 7 a.m. in the morning. Do you want to try to do something during the day, wait till evening? What's the plan?
Well, during the day, if we are going to meet her, it should be during the day, so that the dragon is not at its peak and may be resting after like patrolling all the night.
So she, I believe, told you that she would, if you want to meet her, she would be available after sundown at the keep.
Yeah.
Mm.
So you could
Do we
try
have
to go find her, I guess, but that's what she
do we
told
have
you.
a way to locate her magically?
Tomorrow I can.
Well, it's a morning. I mean, I assume that discussion came on during the night, right? I mean,
Actually, let me check to see what's needed for that spell, because
Uh,
I might not do anyways. No, I don't have. That's a location, not a person.
ah, all right. So I don't know, guys. It seems like so we all agree that attacking the dragon may be too or too. I mean, it's not what we want right now, right? Do we all agree on that?
Probably not.
Fire? Or is he not back?
Uh, Whatever you guys want. I don't know.
All
I
right.
mean, it's
So
sometimes it's fun to try to attack these things, and as long as you have an escape plan, like jumping in a
yeah, that
building or jumping in a tiny hut or something.
yeah. I don't think right now we have a good escape plan for trying that out until we have some kind of teleport or something like that. We probably just should focus on the Shadakai, learn what we can about her, and through your charms, and stay kind of hidden just in case something goes wrong, but try to avoid interacting, and that will give us 1 hour. So,
So
all right. So
wait,
what?
wait, so let's back up. So the goal then is Balefire is gonna go on a date with the Shadow Kai girl at sunset and talk to her and try and recruit her against Malik, or ask her if she has a propensity for flying. I need to know what information we actually want from her if we're gonna go through that.
I think possibly just trying to get another ally. Like, if you are able to figure out if she is the dragon or is allied with the dragon, of course that would be helpful. But
I think the main thing is trying to figure out where she fits into all that, if she's actually the dragon or not. So, and going to after the sunset is probably not the best. We should try to kind of follow you, invisible. We should try to find her within the next hour while you're under the protection of all this stuff, and then if we can find her, we'll figure out what we do based on where we are. That makes sense.
Okay, so we're just basically gonna go and try and get in her apartment in the morning. Then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, so you won't be invisible because we will be invisible like within 50, 60 feet behind you. So you have to kind of stay in touch, not kind of start running too far away ahead because and then we just wait to see if something happens and what you find.
All right. So you're heading up into the courtyard of this place.
So I'm casting Warding Bond on. I'm using Warding Bond on Balefire, and
and I'll be using invisibility at 4th level for Nico, myself, and Calgrad.
All right. So you're trying to hide the presence of everyone but Balefire.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
seems so.
right.
and I'm giving Eye of the Night to Balefire and Nico, just in
I
case.
think it was me.
It was
Oh no,
shorter.
and shorter. Sorry, shorter. Yes. And then the Warding Bond is coming up here. Da-da-da.
All right. So you go back to the stairwell, heading up. As you are going into this outer area near the stairwell, uh, who is in front? Is it
Balefire
Balefire?
is just 50
Oh yeah,
feet
because the rest of you are
ahead of
invisible,
me.
right?
Yes, and we're following him with telepathy. And
All right, Balefire, you would hear some footsteps as you approach the stairwell. It sounds like someone is approaching.
Um, I'll relay what I heard telepathically to the others, and pull out my rapier.
All right, so you draw your rapier. You weren't exactly stealthing, so they may have heard you. But as you approach, a familiar figure comes into view. Well, previously familiar, as you see Thorn kind of turn the corner.
You bitch.
He says, "Greetings, Balefire. Where are the rest of your group?" And he kind of looks around curiously.
No, they're around. Where you been? You took off, man.
Yes, I apologize with the Warforged gaining access and then taking over the chapel. I thought it best to fall back for the time being. I saw you all pass through here last night or yesterday, but I didn't deign to follow you into the laboratory. So I've been sort of waiting for you to come out.
I'm here. Hey, have you seen the dragon come out of the keep?
Well, it does its usual flybys at night, going through the city, keeping an eye on things. But other than that, I haven't seen it up close.
Have you seen anyone else come in or out of the keep?
No, there are some drakes that seem to patrol around the keep, but I haven't seen any people, if that's what you're saying.
That's what I was kind of curious about. Um, do you know anything about Malik having oh wait, no, sorry, we already talked about the Shadow Dragon with him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah. Um,
He says, "Are you still planning to kill it for me?"
the thing looks really freaking dangerous, so we have some doubts about our ability to engage it.
He says, "Well, I can probably help you a bit during the fight, in limited ways. Unfortunately, being a shadow dragon, it does possess a lot of immunities to my powers, as it was created by Malik. But there might be ways I can help you from the sidelines."
Well, that's good to know.
One thing, though, that you'll probably have to deal with, there are lots of guard drakes in the area, and if you attack the dragon, assuming the shadow guard drakes will join in, making the fight possibly unwinnable.
If we like raid the keep itself, can we? You think we? Uh, because have you been in the keep at all, or have you only seen it from the outside?
He says, "I have been inside the keep, though not in this form. After my previous host was destroyed, I was moving around the city, and, well, one of my stops was inside the keep. There's a lot of shadow drakes inside, and some leftover supplies from when the keep was inhabited, but other than that, not much is in there. Or the towers."
How's the connectivity between the lower levels and the upper levels? We talked to someone before that said that she was living in the lower levels of the keep.
And he looks at you curiously. "Who was this person?"
It was a Shadarkai, some sexy mean girl.
Did you say sexy meme girl or mean girl?
Yeah. I said sexy mean girl.
Oh, okay.
Can we?
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I just said it can be both.
Yeah, it's definitely.
So he thinks for a moment. Odd. Maybe one of Malik's forces? There are Shadowkai in the city, but I thought they were all down in the undercaves.
Her name is Xana. I whisper to Balefire because
Give
he
me
tends
a
to
give me a
forget.
stealth check.
Telepathy.
Oh,
Telepathy.
oh yeah,
Telepathy.
you got the telepathic bond.
Yeah.
All right.
How God say that again?
Xana.
Oh, Zana. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, her name is Zana. Bale says
Zana.
to what's his face?
Gaivok.
Zana.
Eva.
I can't say this name is familiar to me. Curious. I wonder what her connection is. Is she allied with the dragon?
She says that she's not. We talked with her before, which is why I'm heading back there to meet up and check out her place. But she says that she likes to snoop around in the evenings, which is kind of when the dragon is. So it seems like that's kind of weird. So
Yes.
I'm not sure what to make of her. I'm gonna
Well,
go check the pad.
that is wise. I would say find out more about her, as she could be a wild card in the plan. I was going to mention, Orkard does still have a fairly strong force of hobgoblins. They could be of use when confronting the drakes. If we wanted to maybe attack the drakes while the dragon itself was out of the keep to reduce their power.
That's an idea. Wait for the dragon to leave and then raid it. We still need to make sure that we have a path from the lower levels up to wherever the drakes might be. So I think I got to go in there anyway and take a look around.
Says yes, you could probably climb the outside of the keep without too much problem if you're skilled in that way. But I believe you could also go through the interior. That would put you at much more risk, though, of being attacked by the guard drakes.
Do they stay inside the keep then, unless called?
From what I've seen, they sort of patrol the areas as well as nest within the keeps during the day while the dragon itself is sleeping. And at night, they are more active and do more patrolling, keeping intruders from getting within to the dragon's lair or into the keep itself.
Spacious is the inside of the keep. The dragon's pretty big, right? Most of the keeps I've been in are pretty small inside. I'm wondering if we'd be safe from the actual dragon unless we were in like a ballroom or something.
He says, yes, inside the keep you probably couldn't be attacked by the dragon, at least not directly, as long as you stayed away from windows. But if the dragon knew you were in there, it might look for you and wait for you to attempt to leave.
Good point.
But that's just my advice. I figured since I found where you all were, I would rejoin the party. Are the others still inside the inside the lab over there?
Yeah, I think so. Um, So with that, Balefire's gonna put on a look on his face of thought, being lost in thought,
Hoping
and then
someone talks to you.
he's gonna telepathically communicate with the group and be like, "Hey, dude, you know the guys, Guyvox here warned us about there being drakes. We could probably wipe out the drakes in the evening after the dragon goes out for its rounds. That might thin the numbers. We might be able to get Orcards people to help us with that, but we need to scout it out. It might actually be a good idea for me to climb around on the keep during the day and look at all the windows to kind of scout it out, just like we could do with Deja and Mini-Me as well, our wingman.
Well, right now, while we are invisible and following you, probably like maybe tell Guyvox that we have been heading toward like maybe that we've been heading to the smithy, and or maybe that we head back down the other way from the laboratory, the way you cannot access. We were exploring that, so we are busy and doing our thing while you're doing your thing. Try to throw him off, and then we can still try to visit the floor plan of the castle. You're stealthy enough, we're invisible. If the dragon is sleeping and we have to fight a few drakes, we can try to do that. But if we can avoid them and try to find like Dana.
Balefire, is everything all right?
Yeah.
He says to you as you're just sitting there in thought.
Yeah, no, I'm just thinking. Yeah, I'm gonna head across the courtyard here and see what I can see. I'm gonna check out that front door where Jana said that she lives, even though she said she'd rather be visited in the evening. That's I'm gonna go check it out right now.
He nods. He says, all right, well, I'll wait here in case the rest of your group comes by. I wouldn't want to get you seen.
Yeah, if you see them, you can just let them know where I am. Though they know that I'm gonna be snooping around over there.
All right, so go ahead.
They mentioned something about heading over to the smithy or something. I don't know. Those guys talk and I don't pay much attention.
He just sort of nods. So if you're all moving past him, I do need stealth checks. However, being that he's not actively looking for invisible people, I'll give you advantage.
Well, so they got Cat's Grace, so they got advantage already from the spell. I don't know if that does anything else, but
Oh, did you Cat's Grace everyone?
I Cat's Grace Nico and Serbius.
Okay, so yeah, I'll give you. You guys would have advantage from that, and everyone else give me who.
Horrible rolls.
Well, 16. Do you have +4?
No, I should. I have guidance for some reason.
You might have to if you're using the roll 20 sheet,
Ooh.
make sure you have guidance checked.
Oh, I think we went over it last session. I
Yeah.
don't have it at all, and it still pings it off for some reason.
Weird.
Thanks for bless.
Yeah, I sort of remember something like that. Uh,
Yeah, under global skill modifiers, I have nothing.
Well, you did better than me. Oh wait, no, you didn't. Not with
Oh
the
no,
20.
I did not.
Sorry.
I did
Well, that's
horrible.
new.
All right. So with his passive perception, I still don't think he actually noticed anyone. So you all walk past him as he kind of goes into the golem or that front room there. You make your way up the stairs and into the or out into the keep area. The door is open a
Isn't
bit.
anything invisible or ethereal around the Guybock as we pass by him? Because I have the same visibility on too.
He doesn't seem to have anything invisible right now.
There's no, okay. Nothing in the astral plane around him or anything like that. Good to know.
All right, so you come upstairs, and you're all there, I believe. Just some of you are invisible, so I'll drag you onto the map.
Yeah, except for Dija that's staying behind.
And yes, you do notice when you come up into this keep, or into this courtyard, even though it's sunny out, there's a weird gloom around this place you can't see very well.
Yeah, it's all dark.
Yeah,
Oh
exactly.
no.
All right, where are we on the map?
You are over here.
Okay, thank you.
So yeah, you see kind of a destroyed area. Kind of looks like there may have been a building here at some point. And to your south, you would notice there is a large keep. Looks like there is a tower, and yeah, there's the keep to the south of that.
And it's full dark in here?
Yes, this area is very dark due to the fog.
Okay.
I should have the what's it called? Eyes of the Night.
Is that a permanent thing?
No,
It's for 1 hour.
Calgrod
Oh,
gave
1
it to
hour?
me
All
for
right.
an hour.
So it's 60 feet?
And Balefire
300 feet.
300 feet.
Oh, 300. Nocturnal. And you said Balefire as well?
402.
All right.
I'm going to telepathically ask the group, do I pull out a torch
No, don't.
or do
You,
you
you
want it to stay dark? Because
We
I
will
can't see
guide
anything.
you. We will
Okay.
guide you.
Oh, I
Perfect.
thought you could see. Hold on.
All right.
Alright, so if she cannot see, we would have figured that out. I will give eyes of the night to the people that cannot see. We don't want any light. So Balefire can see 60 feet. He doesn't need
All
it.
right. So you're giving her the
extra.
300 instead?
Yeah. There's no reason to try to have like a light here. That's
All right. So
Well,
I'll give
that
him the
works
60.
then. Thank you.
yeah. Sorry, I thought you had dark vision for some reason, but yeah, that's true. You've been working with lights.
All
So
right.
Balefire, you're down to 60 feet, but we can kind of guide you. We can see a little bit beyond. Right now, there's like a big tower straight up, and like a corner tower, and another like a keep. So if you go south, you'll get closer to them.
Alright. Balefire's gonna quietly go to the south.
All right. So is he stealthing or just moving just carefully?
He'll stealth. No, he'll stealth.
All right. So give me stealth checks. All right. So 30. Yeah, he's very quiet. As you're moving south, in the fog, you would see something coming towards you. Actually, I think at this point, some of you might see far enough that you would see creatures moving north through the darkness.
Yeah,
We'll
I can
certainly
see
guide.
pretty far.
We'll certainly guide Balefire to try to kind of move. We are like 50, 55 feet behind him, so that he stays within these 60 feet of the warding bond.
Right now you're only 35, I think. Yeah.
Well, we'll be always like 50 feet behind you, so that we cannot really perturb your own stealth. Yeah, right now I don't think the positioning is matching actually what
All right.
we're doing.
So go ahead and position yourselves as you
Well, we're
would be.
more, yeah. If he's where is Wildfire? Oh, he's right there. Yeah, so that is okay. So that would be 10, 20, 30. So I mean, we're probably more still at the door as he's getting here.
All right.
And
So go ahead.
we probably keep like a hand on each other's shoulder. Maybe so you guys so that because we are invisible, right? We are all invisible. So that you guys can kind of stay in a kind of line. There's some we need to stay close to each other. I need to stay 60 feet from the Balefire, but you guys can be a little bit behind or between, no problem.
All right. So go ahead and start moving south, Balefire. You're sneaking through the fog.
Do I not see anything yet then?
No, not at this position. Sorry, I got you a little confused.
I'll telepathically say you've got at least another 100 feet, give or take, until
Right.
there's things.
Okay.
You would start to hear something from the south, however. Something is moving down here.
If you, oh,
Should I be going a different direction, guys?
Try to
if
go
they're coming up
southeast.
north, then you should probably hide and wait until they pass.
Okay, I can't see them, so you need to tell me if.
Yeah, come back towards us and like, are those rocks or bushes?
There is a
Those are
pillar
rocks.
next to you. There
Yeah,
is a
those are
pillar.
rocks.
So stay behind the pillar. Is that the pillar or statue over
All
there?
right. Yeah, that's a pillar or an old support. So you
Yeah.
quickly rush behind the support as you probably start to see creatures coming up from the south, right?
I don't. Oh yeah, I see.
I see them.
Okay, I see them now. It's pretty dark, but
So you see what appear to be shadowy looking, almost like realistically they'd look almost like Komodo dragons, large lizard-like creatures, but more upright, and they are kind of moving this way and moving north towards you and turning east a bit as they continue going onward to the east. Are you going to do anything or just let them pass?
I'll let them pass.
Alright, so yeah, they don't notice you because you were very stealthy, and they would just continue going behind the tower over here, so you wouldn't see them after that.
as it's
Right.
clear. Pass.
We clear, guys?
Yeah.
Yep, it looks clear.
Alright, so you start to see a large tower to your east as you come up upon it through the fog. It looks like it goes up about 40 or 50 feet high up out of your view. Well, actually, you can see 60 feet. So yeah, it goes pretty high up to about 50-ish feet. And you don't see anything up on it. There are windows, but you don't see any movement or any people inside of it.
Servios, come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, you guys can follow.
I need to
With a 300 feet vision, can we see how high it is and tell Wildfire?
It's 50 feet.
50 feet, okay. So this first tower is 60 feet.
Right,
What
you
about
guys see the
this?
front door?
The tower doesn't have a visible door yet, but you only see part of it.
Right. You can probably turn east from there and follow the drakes. Yep. Yeah, let's do that. If they are actually
Alright, so as you move kind of close to the tower, yeah, you see there are more windows. And are you moving towards the other side of it where the drakes went?
I'm just kind of going where the guys are telling me. So I think so.
yeah, go ahead. Right now we don't see anything ahead of you.
Right. So then, yes, I'm going that direction.
Alright, give me another stealth check as you come around the corner here. You start to hear some movement 21. So you see over here, it looks like there is a doorway. Inside, it's more kind of misty, and you would hear something moving around in the tower itself. Possibly that's where the drakes went. You would also start to see the keep over here, which so far you don't see any entrances, just a stone wall and windows a bit higher up.
We see two things. Well, maybe this one not, but with the 300 feet, I can see something here. Does that look like a door?
I think that's just an overhang.
Oh, okay.
See something where?
Right here.
Yeah, that's kind of an overhang from up above.
Right.
Yeah, with
So,
300 feet, you don't see any doors on this side of the keep. It looks like there are windows at about 20-ish feet and just a sheer wall.
so the only door is actually the tower. There is another tower that starts to show up here. Is that like it seems to have like odd.
I think it
It's
might be
different from
like
the first
falling
one.
apart.
Yeah, so the tower on the other side from here, you would notice that the roof of it seems a bit derelict. The sides of it also look like from here. Give me a what's your passive perception?
Mine or Calgrod?
I think Calgrod because he's the one that sees it.
Yeah. Maybe his mic went out. His passive is 18 normally, but he's
Yeah.
got the eyes of the
Oh,
owl on.
18. All right. So it would be a disadvantage because of the darkness. But you would believe. And do you have Arcana?
I do not.
Okay. Can anyone else see the
I
tower?
can see it.
All right. So you think that the tower. It's hard to see, but it looks like it may have been affected by heavy amounts of necrotic energy.
Hmm. That looks like something the dragon barbecued.
But it's still it's kind of hard to see because you're pretty far away.
Well, maybe at that point the best is to follow the drakes
But
from afar
as
and
far as you,
see.
sorry, just quick. As far as you can see, there is a door over here near that second tower, but you don't see any other doors on this side of the keep.
Ooh,
There is a
yeah,
door
Bellfire.
over there.
Yep. So head against the wall. So the drake, we think the drake, or he thinks the drakes went into the tower here. Is that right?
Yes, yeah, in Balefire, you would still see movement in the darkness, so you guess they're probably still inside there.
All right. So let's. So we are guiding Bellfire to follow the wall, up to the other side. He cannot see it, but there's nothing right now beyond along the wall, so that we can see.
I'm going slowly, hoping the guys are keeping up with me.
Yeah,
Yep.
we are.
Alright, so as you're moving, you might see what look like, some of you might see some drakes coming out of the doorway over here.
Oh,
Which
there's some
one?
drakes coming out of the door. Um, can I tell which way they're heading?
It looks like they're kind of heading north at the moment. Balefire, give me another stealth check as you're approaching. Alright, so you are pretty stealthy, and it is most likely hard for them to see as well with all the mist. But they start heading north.
All right.
Can I make an Arcana check on one of them as they pass?
Sure.
In case we need to fight these things, I want to know more about them. Check the box and Arcana.
So you know that drakes often act as guards for dragons. They're a lot like constructs in many ways, in that they don't have to eat. Many of them don't have to sleep. but they are more of like actual flesh. So you would guess these are guardians either created by the dragon or created by someone to assist the dragon.
Mm.
You know, generally they have resistances and immunities similar to the dragon that they're working with,
Okay.
but it's hard to say what other powers they might have. They're not usually as smart or as powerful as the dragon, usually more like pets.
Mm. That is very good to know.
Alright, so what do you all want to do? They seem to go north and start heading around the tower.
Yeah, we continue to indicate to go next to the door, and that may be an entrance to the castle itself. The Bellfire.
Okay.
Right now, so far so good.
All right.
Yep.
Good job.
I'm gonna keep
Good
going.
job, team. Like ninjas.
Alright, so Balefire, as you start to get to this, I assume you're kind of coming over to this area, right? Towards the door.
Slowly.
So as you get to this area, you start noticing a strange black miasma on the ground. Almost like, again, like a kind of a dry ice, but black instead of white. And it's just sort of flowing in this area. It seems to get more thick as you move down this way.
Does it look like the miasma from the windmill?
It does look similar, yes. Good memory.
All right. I'll relay the relay the information to everybody.
What happened when we got closer to that magma? I remember there was some undead, right?
It was draining to the group, and the Shadow Lord had to move it so you could enter the area.
Yeah, it's not the most fun.
I
Yeah,
might be able to move through it fine.
yeah, I don't think we want right now while we are kind of trying to find Zana. I don't think we necessarily want to go in there. We know it's there now, but let's try these other doors. And what do you guys think?
Yeah.
I would say let's yeah,
Okay.
let's back up and let's not enter the magma until we really need to do that if we have other options.
Alright, so a different direction.
Last time I was going to try to use gust of wind to give us a path through it, so we can keep that in mind of potentially trying
Yeah,
that. That'll
is that
get attention.
Yeah.
yeah, right
Also,
now
you will no longer be invisible.
yeah. Right now we need to be to stay as much scouting as we can within that 1 hour.
Mhm.
We still have like we're what like 5 minutes in so far.
Yeah, probably about maybe 10-ish, because you did have that conversation for a while.
Yeah, so we still have time to explore and try to scout.
Alright, so you head back towards the tower, and you're going to go south around the tower instead?
Or in that door.
Oh, the
Uh,
door over here. Okay.
Sorry, I got booted from the game, or I hit a wrong button.
Uh,
Alright, so you're
Okay.
heading over towards the door, and you do think that there are drakes in there. You could try to sneak around them, but you would be pretty close to them. So going in, there's a chance you might be detected. Because it looks like there are some drakes in here.
I think there's still drakes in here, and they might detect me if we go sneaking around in there.
We could just go around towards the
So,
south.
yeah,
yeah,
Balefire.
fair
Well,
enough.
yeah, you think Balefire, you might be able to get around them, but you very much doubt the group would if they went in there. Or you could go around to the south, yeah.
I can sneak in there, guys, but I don't think you're gonna be able to follow me.
So
Um,
let's do the outside then, like Schroeder's saying.
all right. Well, do we want to go? If we go clockwise, that's the way the lizard people came. Like if we go counterclockwise, do we want to keep going clockwise, or do we want to go?
Uh, yeah, counterclockwise because I don't think you can. Is the tower like attached to the keep?
No, you actually could kind of go around if you wanted to.
Oh, okay. All right,
It's
let's do
on
that.
the. It's probably the roof looks attached, but there is like a little alleyway there that you could go through.
Yeah, let's do that.
So as you get down here, Balefire, I assume you're moving this way, right?
My thing is moving all over the place.
You would notice another doorway over here on the side of the tower going into the keep itself.
Hey, there's another door into the keep over here.
Cool.
Do I see miasma?
No, this doorway, it looks like there's some piles of metal next to the entrance, like metal ingots.
All right.
And as you get
Okay. Yep.
closer, you would see that there might be a forge inside. This could be some kind of blacksmith area.
All right. Is it just like slag? Like the metal I see is just like kind of like garbage slag, right? It's not.
It actually looks like a pile of either iron or maybe steel ingots.
Ooh.
So it looks like it could possibly be used to forge something if you had, a forge of some kind. It's just piled up there.
I don't think I need any of that right now. All right.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I'm at the door.
Yeah. Keep going.
Do I want to examine the door? Is there a lock?
No, the door is open. In fact, it looks like there might be some signs of passage, which would make you think that the drakes came through here.
Can I peek in?
Sure. So you take a look inside, and it looks like some kind of smithy area. You see, there's kind of like a forging area, like a big furnace, and another door behind it that goes into a different room, or maybe deeper into the keep.
The same forge that we discussed earlier, back when we were going to try and fix the cog. Remember, we were going to fix the gear to drain the water?
That's probably the one. Yeah.
Okay. So this was described to us by someone, I can't remember.
I think it was your dragon lady friend. She talked about a
Right.
forge.
Yeah, she said we could use it too if we needed to, right?
Yeah.
Yes. This is just the first time you've been here, I think.
Yeah, that makes sense. So do we want to go through here, guys, or do we want to walk around the outside?
So is there any other entrance or exit from that forge, or is that just like a open space and nothing else?
I think I see a back door. Although I don't know if it goes outside or if it goes to another room.
It looks like it goes to another room. A
I think it
different,
goes to another room.
yeah, a different part of the keep. Do you want to go through there?
I do, but what does everybody else?
Yeah.
How does
No,
everybody
no.
else
I think getting inside and exploring inside is exactly what we should be doing.
feel? All right.
Oh, sorry, Schroeder. No, it's just normal iron, as far as you can tell.
Okay, yeah. That was a question. You responded with just a statement. I'm like, huh?
Yeah, I was
What?
kind of doing three or different conversations, and I got tricked up there.
Okay.
All right,
Okay, good.
so you're entering a new area as you kind of make your way through the forge and through this door.
Yeah, I would very much not have wanted to go near that if it was.
So you should all see yourselves appearing in a new place in a moment. I know that you all said you're staying a ways behind Balefire. I'm just pulling your tokens on for now to represent, so I don't have to do it later.
And Balefire, I think you reverted back to your exploded fractal stuff.
Excuse me, what?
In on the stream or on your character does not appear anymore. I don't know if it's a reload
Oh
or
yeah, because you probably
That's because I
reloaded.
reloaded.
Yeah.
I apologize. Thank you.
So let
yeah.
me let me get
We got
you.
the sight inside Balfire's mind.
Yeah.
It's pre-exploded.
All right, so let me adjust your visions because I know some of you had the 300 feet.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
So that was.
It is fancy. Being 300 feet.
It is. So who had the 300 feet? It was Nico and who else?
Nico and
Yellow.
and
Okay.
Schroeder.
Schroeder.
Yeah.
All right. So you're kind of in this inner area that looks a bit destroyed. There's some debris laying on the ground, and you would note two doors going in different directions. Balefire, with your hearing, you think that there are noises coming from both rooms.
I'll warn the guys. There's 2 doors. So wait, which door did we come in?
You
We came
came in
On the
through
left.
this
right
one.
here, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we got.
Let's close the door behind you. After we are in, you should close the door, Bellfire, so that
All right.
if and is there anything invisible in that room or in the astral plane?
So in here, there's a cracked floor and a support pillar. You
Right.
would probably note some old furniture off to the side that's kind of falling apart, but there's nothing of value or nothing obviously interesting in this. It might be like some kind of entryway that goes into the smithy, like a side room. This might have been someone's apartment too. It's hard to say.
Making sure there's no invisible like Gavok trying to follow us or something like that.
So, is everybody in? If so, I'll
Yeah.
pull the door shut and see
All
if
right.
there's a lock.
So even though they're invisible, and this is in general with invisibility, unless you're hiding, like just kind of keeping an eye out, you can kind of hear the area that they're in. So you have an idea of where people are. I mean, that's because in general, like invisibility to nerf it a bit, it's not like always like, super hidden. It's just more like they can't see you. So they're still like hearing and yeah.
Yeah, we still would use our stealth, right? I mean, we would
Oh
actually
yeah, I
use
guess
the
that's true.
third action.
You
Yeah,
are
yeah.
stealthing. So okay, so
But
yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's possible that Balefire has pretty high passive perception,
Yeah.
so he may hear some of us. But
Break
right
my
now,
fourth wall.
All right, so they all enter, and you kind of pull the 2 doors closed.
All right. Can I give it a? Is there a locking mechanism or a board to put across it or anything like that?
There is a lock, but you don't have a key unless you were trying to pick it.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, do it.
I'll go ahead and lock the enemy, the people in the keep in here with
All right.
us.
So, actually, when you pull the door shut, you didn't say you were trying to do it stealthily, but I assumed you were. Give me a stealth check.
Everything was probably assumed to be stealth at this point.
Yeah.
Ooh, geez,
Probably
All right.
have advantage though.
what's up with your rolls, buddy?
I don't know.
Uh,
Never get about that, but
so yeah, you kind of wait for everyone to get in. You close the door and give me a thieves' tools check. Luckily, you guys are pretty quiet.
yeah. Right. Inventory. The use tool. Boom. Use tool. Dexterity. Proficient. These tools.
All right, so you believe the door is secure. What do you want to do?
Haha, you guys are trapped in here with me. Let's see. Which door do you guys want to go through? I guess we'll check the north door first.
So
Yeah.
if we entered from. So this is the door we entered from. We're in the keep or in the tower.
You're in the keep.
Right. So basically, this door is going south. We entered from the north, right? So basically,
This was kind of on the side of the shop, so the directions are kind of the same as they would be on the map. So this is
here
like
would be okay.
yeah.
So
You don't see any windows in here, so you don't think you're along the north wall of the keep. But
okay.
yeah.
All right, so this would be along the north wall of the keep more, and this one would be
Yeah,
toward the
let's go
south.
south because we know there was miasma
Yeah.
to the
Yep.
north.
Right.
Okay.
So carefully check this door, see if it's locked.
So it's a large double door. Give me another stealth check as you approach it.
Right.
All right, so you actually see the door is slightly ajar. It looks like it pushes inward for a change. Taking a peek through, because you stealthed up to it, this is what you would see on the other side. Can you see?
Yeah, everything's like super light as if they're invisible.
Yeah, and that's just because it's really dark in here.
Okay.
so it's hard to see. Even with dark vision, unless you have like the demon sight, it's kind of hard to see in the
Okay, that's
darkness.
fine. All right, I'll relay to the guys. I think I see like a handful or so of those lizard people.
Drakes?
No, no, the guys that were marching that we hid from when I hid from behind that tower in the courtyard.
Those were the drakes, yeah.
Oh, those are the drakes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So there's like 5 drakes in here. Were
Aye,
they moving
well,
around, or are they just kind of standing there like lumps?
They might be resting, as far as you can tell. They don't necessarily sleep, but yeah, it looks like they were just kind of at rest when you looked in.
does it look like they can open doors?
So they don't have hands, but you imagine they probably could have pushed this door open because it's not
Well,
closed.
you can try to close the door discreetly, and then we can go the other way.
The door squeaks.
Yeah. Well, I mean, is there another door outside of that room?
Yeah, I think there might be 2.
South still, or
One to
south
the
and?
south, one to the east.
Well, let's try to go through. I mean, we are all pretty stealthy at that point. Maybe let's try to see if we can go through that.
Yeah, unfortunately, I forgot my WD-40.
Well, no, Balfire is visible. That's true. I forgot about that.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it's
Yeah,
super dark.
it is dark, but it would be really hard for you to hide in plain sight. Like they would just, if you weren't behind something, I mean, they would probably just see you moving through the room.
as they probably have dark
Um,
vision too.
Does
I
so
can
does the
I can
darkness?
make you invisible.
Can you cast a spell still and
I
be
can
and?
just recast invisibility at a higher level to give him invisibility as well.
Mm,
Uh,
so
well,
does
let's.
darkness doesn't
Yeah,
count as light obscurability?
Not if something has dark vision, and you
Okay,
would assume these things can see in the dark.
all right.
yeah. So let's do what we can do while not requiring any other resource. If we get to like a block where we cannot go further, maybe Shorter effectively can do that invisibility so we can go past it. That makes
So
sense,
we're
Shorter?
checking the other door.
Yeah, I
Oh,
would say
and
let's
quick
do
point
that
of
first.
clarity. Did you want to bring Nimble with you? He would have asked to stay at the library, but if you want, you could have tried to get him to come with you.
I
Um,
think him staying behind is fine.
Yeah, I assume because you didn't want to use more invisibility, so you don't have
He's
any
with
NPCs.
he is with Dija.
Yeah. All right.
Uh,
So yeah, what's the plan? Oh,
I think
and
we're
uh,
gonna
was
check the
Sh-
other door.
was Sheva staying behind as well?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. So we'll say they're both back there. The other door is also slightly ajar. If you are moving up to it, give me a stealth check.
Hey guys, you need to stay away from the doors that are open too. Um, just because there's a chance that they might hear us.
Yep.
All right. So you move quietly up to the door, peeking in, and this is what you see. In the darkness, you think there are more of these drakes. You also notice a bookcase over here with what look like to be several ivory tubes on it.
oh,
Right. There's more
take
drakes
the
in this room, and there might be a couple of spell scrolls and a bookcase.
I've got a quick question about invisibility. If I pick something up and like put it in my robes, would it then become invisible or no?
I think. Can you link invisibility?
Yes, I can. Mouse.
I think the way it works is that when you pick it up, it's not invisible, but when you put it like in a bag that you have that is invisible, it becomes invisible too. It becomes covered.
Yeah.
So I could
So
potentially go in there and try to grab them, come back, and then recast, but I wouldn't be able to just go in there, pick them up, and they become invisible.
yeah, I think when you touch them, because it says wearing or carrying, which indicates that it is during the invisibility spell. So when you
Yeah.
pick them up, they would probably become invisible. Yes.
Oh, cool.
So if we want to, so is there another exit or entrance to that room, Bellfire?
Yeah. I think
Or sorry, this might just be when the spell is cast. Actually,
Yeah,
it's
that's what
really
I
Yeah,
hard
thought.
to.
yeah, that's what I think too. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
it's not super clear. We'll say when it's cast. So yeah, you can't just touch
yeah.
things and start making them invisible.
So I
Okay.
think if you grab it, it's visible. But if you put it then in your bag, because the bag is invisible, it will become invisible in the bag. But just the notion of like grabbing it, somebody may see an item flying around or something like that.
Yes, exactly.
Would you say that would work if I put it in my bag, which is already invisible? It would then be hidden?
I would probably say it would just be floating, and the
Okay.
invisibility only affects things that are on you at the time the spell is cast.
Okay,
Got it.
it will
Yeah.
not work. Okay. So there's more drakes over there. Any other exit on that
yeah.
one?
There's. It looks like I think I saw a door to the south that
I
might meet up with the east door from the other room.
Okay. Uh, so are we trying to are we trying to kind of get through these guys, or are we continuing down south at the outskirt of the castle while we're still invisible?
Um, well, um, we could go back and get Orchard and just like basically raid this place in the evening when the Shadow Dragon's gone.
Yeah.
I don't know that that was a bad idea.
No,
Yeah,
no,
I think that
I agree.
might
I
be our
agree.
best option.
But we still have 1 hour of maybe 45 minutes of scouting. We can probably visit other areas outside. We haven't done like the south part and the south part of the keep. Maybe we'll find other entrance.
So one thing you would know if you did start attacking the drakes, it might make it much harder if you wanted to pursue later some sort of alliance with the dragon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
clearly too, because it's kind of
but
nice.
all right. So you're
All right.
heading back outside. You're gonna
Yeah.
pick the lock and head back out.
Yep.
Quick look around inside. All right. So the group heads back to the outside of the keep. Over here.
Uh,
And you're gonna try to look around some more to get an idea of the outskirts of the keep.
Yeah.
All
can we go
right.
like between the keep and this tower? What compared to this other tower that we just kind of
This is attached to the wall. So this looks
okay?
like kind of part of the keep and a large tower area, like where the
Mhm.
basically like a part of the keep that juts out. That's probably kind of where you were inside just now.
Okay.
But yeah, you also think that with some climbing, Balefire, you might be able to make your way up the keep to like up top. But you don't know if your allies could follow you.
We would tell you probably not.
Yeah. I can check out. I mean, I can look to see if there's a better entrance up here. It's the daytime. The dragon, would likely be asleep if it's up here. So, I mean, I could scale the wall and,
As
take a look
long
around.
Belgrade,
if
you're good at climbing, right?
I could climb, yes, behind him, but that would leave you guys behind. I can stay within 60 feet of him even if he's climbing. I have no
I
problem with
mean,
that.
that should be fine because we have the telepathic bond if anything happens, and we're all
Okay.
invisible.
Or do we have
I
to stay close to you for the vision?
No, the vision is yours now. It's the only thing that would be useful is that if we get this twilight aura, it's within 30 feet of me. But right now, there's nothing except the warding bond that is actually has a distance on it.
Mhm.
Yeah, we can just chill down here for a second
All
and
right?
stay hidden while you guys explore the upper portion.
Alright, cool.
All
Do
right.
that.
So Balefire and did you say Calgrod are climbing up?
Yeah.
Sounds like it.
All right. I assume back over here.
Uh, Real quick question about climbing in your campaigns. Is it pure strength, or is it strength or dex, or is
So
it dex if you have a rope?
going up is strength, coming down is dex. So
Yeah.
like if you're trying to tumble down a wall, that would be more dex, but if you're actually using like your muscles to move, I guess move up or down. So if you're pulling yourself up or slowly lowering yourself, it's athletics. But like say you fall from a higher spot and are trying to keep from taking damage, that would be more acrobatics.
Yeah, I might have issues climbing the wall.
Could I like give a boost, help out? A physical boost, not a magical one.
I mean that would get him up like 10 feet, but you'd still have to climb
It'd
higher.
be it'd be easier if Calgrod went up and just dropped the rope.
Yeah, a rope would make it much easier to climb for sure, but climbing a sheer surface would be harder.
Hmm.
And the rope's invisible.
Does Serbios have the ability to fly up there, maybe?
Mm.
I actually don't have a rope, but
You know, at
uh,
level 4 or 17, we can come back and I can fly up there, guys.
yeah. Well, let's see if you can't, if it's not easy for you to climb, let's continue along the wall and not spend too much time on that because we can do that at the end if we have kind of scouted everything we could, and we have the time, we can try to find a way up there.
Rotor can fly.
All right?
What?
You have boots, don't you?
You have winged
Yeah, I
boots.
can fly.
Do you want to fly up there?
Do you want me to just go up there and take a quick look around?
Yeah.
We're
If you
here.
can
Go.
fly, that's
Alright,
easy.
I will go do so.
Alright, so Schroeder, you would activate the boots, flying up 50-ish feet, and get onto the roof over here. So taking a look around, it's a pretty large roof. And you would, once again, kind of towards the west, see that strange dark miasma that you saw on the ground. Also, there looks like there's a stairwell going down kind of on the side over here. And it looks like a window going into the tower over here.
Where was the stairwell?
Kind of southwest of you.
Ah,
There might be
okay.
one over here as well to the southwest, but it's hard to see with the darkness.
Southeast.
Or yeah, sorry, southeast.
I will check out the stairway real quick to see like if it's guarded or where it leads to potentially.
Alright, so taking a quick look at the stairway, give me a stealth check.
Yeah, and I'll be relaying all of this information telepathically as well.
Mm-hmm.
Stealth's not my best skill.
You got this anyways.
Ooh, 9. So as you're over there, you kind of take a look down the stairwell, which I'll mark on the map. You see a couple of drakes in that area. As you walk over, you kind of make a bit of noise, and a couple of them look up towards the stairs, giving a bit of a hiss, and start coming up the stairs towards your position. What do you want to do?
I will fly straight upwards.
Trying to do it quietly?
Yeah,
Give me another stealth check.
I think I'm going to use an inspiration just in case. I don't want to be taken on drakes by myself.
You're fine. Alright, yeah, go ahead and use your inspiration then. You make an inspired stealth check, taking the advantage. Oh, yeah, look at that. So you very cautiously start moving upward, floating, as a bunch of them come onto the roof. They're looking around, but they do not see you. And they start kind of moving about on the roof as if searching the area. What do you want to do?
I don't think I really want to tussle with them, so I'm going to head east to avoid their gaze and then back up towards the group.
Well,
Okay.
stay up there. While you do that, we can kind of go around the tower with Balfire, right? And then we don't have to stay in place while he's kind of going up. So
Oh, you're just gonna go around the tower? Okay.
yeah.
So you're kind of
So
mentally communicating. All right.
yeah. Oh yeah, we
Yeah, I
always
was
that.
communicating everything that I saw up
Yeah,
here with them.
Yeah. That's
Then
we're talking a lot in our heads right now.
yeah. All right.
I think
Hi,
going
Bal.
east a little bit to see if I can see anything else, like on the southern portion of this keep
So
in
Balfire
terms
will
of
follow you
entrances or anything.
around the tower.
All right. So go ahead, Schroeder. Move to where you want to go, and the people on the ground can move a bit if they want.
Yeah.
I think I'll fly a little this way to see what I can find.
All right, so you see a courtyard down below. There are a bunch more drakes down there. I'm not going to put them on the map right now just because it would be a
Yeah.
pain. But it does look like there are some more drakes in the southern courtyard. And you would see, it looks like the top of the keep is in disrepair. There might be a couple of spots where it's not entirely stable to walk on the roof. But you would see that weird looking tower to the northeast. And it definitely sticks out compared to the other architecture. As like I said, it's kind of dark and withered and falling apart a lot more.
Is
And
the tower itself in the miasma, or was it just on the ground?
The miasma is sort of flowing out of the tower, but it's not completely like covered in it.
Okay, so my best guess on that is either that's where the dragon sleeps, or
You would
Malik
also
is in there
you would notice there's a bunch of holes in the roof. If you want to get closer, you might be able to see in
to the
the
tower.
the tower. Yeah. This
Alright, I'll let them know I'm gonna check out the tower real quick.
We'll continue on our way south and toward the
Yeah,
star spot.
careful in the courtyard, there's more drakes.
Oh,
no
how far are
problem.
they?
They're in the southern courtyard. Uh, I didn't get exact positioning, but they're patrolling the area.
Probably doing their loop around. That's what I tried to warn you guys about. They're in a clockwise. I would guess that they're in a clockwise march around the keep.
Yeah, probably.
Serbios, are you staying with the group or are you waiting back there?
No, I'm staying. My game kind of lagged out and I can't click anything, and then I just lost everybody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is kind of a larger map, so that doesn't fully surprise me. But yeah, see if you can reconnect. If not, I'll just move your token and hopefully it'll fix
Which
itself.
direction should it be? Oh, here. You just move it.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
got you there. All
Thank you.
right, so Schroeder, as you get close to the tower, you definitely can see inside now, and the inside wooden floor is rotted to hell. There's miasma all over, and you see a hole in the floor going downward into the tower itself. At this point, you would hear a loud snoring coming from the tower as you get this
Hey
close.
guys, I found the dragon.
Uh-oh.
That's good
Would I
news.
be
So,
able to like basically fly right above the hole
Sure, give me
and
another
see
stealth check.
down? No, like way above it and see straight down?
Not way above it because you'd have to fly into the tower.
Okay, okay. So it's under the roof
Yeah,
a bit,
it's
but the
basically
floor inside has a hole.
that top floor has a big hole in it, and once you flew inside, you'd have to go under the roof, but then you could look into the hole, so you'd be in the tower basically.
Okay. Do I
so it
have
seems
anything
like
for that?
what you're saying, Schroeder, is that we could enter the tower while the dragon is sleeping. So that tells us a few things, though. If Xana told us to meet her while she's in human form, she could be the dragon because she would be sleeping in dragon form during the day, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when did we meet her? Do we know if we meet her during like nighttime or we were long resting, right? When
You
we met
believe
her.
it was during the evening, yes.
So is that worth trying to kind of do? try to attack it with surprise while it's sleeping, or what do you guys think?
I think not at the moment. I think we would need to. Now that we know where it is, we can come up with a better plan.
Okay.
We'd want what's his face to be able to help us too.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So are we keeping exploring the southern part, or are we at that point happy that we found where he's lairing?
Is the goal just the dragon, or is the goal also Zana?
Well, yeah, that's the thing. If we find Zana, obviously now that we know the dragon is here, but we may not find her actually. So is it better to try to explore the other part of the keep? Where, Shorter, is there any hole on the keep roof itself? Because you're only talking about the hole on the tower, right?
Yeah, there's weak spots on the roof of the keep, but I haven't seen any like actual holes yet.
So it seems like in fact, we may be. So another question: this tower here is 50 feet high, right?
Yeah, it might be a little bit, a little bit. No, it's probably about the same height. Yeah, about 50 feet, same as the keep roof.
So we could have like a perfect observation point for the dragon if we were to go just under the top of that tower in a room on the third or fourth floor, whatever floor it is, under that thing. So maybe that's worth having everybody climb up once drakes are kind of returning to their resting place.
Um, so I can see the hole, yes, in the floor.
Yes, from here you see a hole in the kind of center area of the tower under the roof.
Is it worth doing this?
Yes. Do it. Do it, do it, do it, do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna try
you
to
want
very slowly and quietly go over there and at least look inside.
Like fly into the tower here and take a look.
Yeah, very slowly and
All
quietly.
right, give me a stealth check.
Yeah, I'm definitely using another advantage for this. I don't want to wake the thing up. Stealth.
So you very quietly start flying in. As you get to this area, entering the hole, you hear pew, 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 as like an alarm just starts ringing out all over the area. And something begins to stir down below.
I'm out.
Give me initiative rolls.
You are not out.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
Schroeder has. Never mind. Whatever. It happens.
Make sure I'm on my character.
It's fine. This is fine. Everything's fine. Pew, 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 pew.
Hey!
The system is down.
I didn't roll a nat 1.
Turns into a rave. Alright, so you would all hear like this ringing across the yard.
Oh, shit.
Everyone out.
And you would hear probably a bunch of stirring coming from the south. First one to act is Calgrod as you hear this ringing noise. What do you want to do?
So we know Schroeder is on the other tower, completely on the other side of us.
Yeah.
I'm looking up to see if there is any kind of window on that side of the tower here.
Probably higher up you would see some windows, maybe at about 20 or so feet.
So is there like just one floor before the top of the tower and the window 20 feet, or is there like another row of windows?
Yeah, so there's probably one at 20 and one at 40, and then there's the top kind of up at the top.
So and Schroeder told us that at 40 there was probably drakes in there. So I'm going to climb up to the one at 20 and take a peek. What?
1 second. What's
Just go.
Huh?
Balefire and Calgrod both rolled 22s.
Oh,
Balefire has Dex.
yeah. So make sure you have it set to Dex tiebreaker in your sheet options, because I'll add your Dex in there. But
Yeah.
sure, I'll say Balefire can go first. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Balefire. So we know that. So I'll make sure we're clear, so I'm not metaing this. So Schroeder said he found the dragon. Schroeder said he's gonna go look and stick his head in the hole, right?
Yeah, and then you heard a very loud alarm kind of sound over there.
All
And I
right.
said, everyone get out.
So Balefire.
In your mind, you hear, "Everyone, get out!"
All right. So Balefire is going to Blade Song.
Okay.
All right. That gives him an extra 5. Sorry, an extra 10 feet of movement.
Yeah.
And he is going to. Sorry, one other thing. Question about the map. So, like over here, the east edge of the map.
That's a
Is that-
wall.
It is actually a wall, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the wall you saw on the outside. It's pretty high. It goes up about 30-ish feet.
Okay. So we're gonna go. What's my move now? Is gonna be 45. So we're gonna go 90. Oops, wrong button.
Remember, you lose
Bell-
your warding bond if you move 60 away from me, Balefire.
So Balefire just sort of starts dancing as he takes off.
Yeah. They said, like, guys, we are outnumbered, and the dragon's waking up. I'm gone.
Alright, so as you rush up that way, you would see what looks like a couple of... Well, actually, you might not see them yet. Never mind. You would hear noise coming from the east, but it's hard to see in the fog.
Yep.
Anything else?
I'll just say, hey, guys, I'm out of here.
Alright.
Yes.
Calgrod, what are you going to do?
Oh, okay. I'm trying to see where he went. Where is Balefire right now?
He rushed
Don't-
north, so he may have
Okay.
darted off
So-
into the fog.
Okay, so in fact he's still like within 60 feet because he was like 60 feet down. So we're still in range of the warding bond, right?
Move 90 feet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but you were like once you
Oh,
like
yeah, it looks like
went-
he is just within 60.
Right. So I am going to. So looking at the others. Alright, so I'm going to move and dash over there.
Okay.
So 60 feet. Is that 60 feet? Yeah, I think it is. Alright.
Alright, so next up is an enemy. From down below, there is a stirring, and as you're getting ready to take off, a creature claws its way up from the hole below, growling. As it looks out towards the several holes within the roof here. Let me just check something. You're invisible and you're pretty well hidden.
Yes.
Okay, so it doesn't seem to see you just yet, as it... Luckily, you're still pretty far away from it as it's coming up. We'll say you're right about here. But it's looking around as it comes out of the hole. It starts coming this way, then stops suddenly and looks directly at you, growling. That's it for its turn. Serbios.
Right.
Fuck me, it has true sight.
Thing. I'll just move down. Let's see how much I can move. I don't remember.
Move
That's-
down or north following the group?
Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry.
Serbios
Uh,
runs off into the courtyard. I got
You,
this!
you
You're
do
on
see
your
that-
own. Goodbye. It was nice knowing you.
Alright, so where are you going?
Yeah. 30. All right. Each square is 5 feet, right?
Yeah,
So
and you can use Q after you pick up your token to start drawing a line.
All right. That's fine. Oh, that's very short. Can move here. And dashing is just another 30 feet, right?
Yeah, use your action to move again, basically.
Yeah. So that's it for me. I'm just
Alright.
closing distance.
You're like, uh-oh, as you rush up north with them. Schroeder. So the dragon is looking right at you, growling. What are you gonna do?
Could I tell from its movement uh at what point he was able or she was able to see me?
So basically where she is right now, she turned towards you. As if she just suddenly knew you were there.
But she did have line of sight before that.
When she climbed out of the hole, yes. She did have line of sight and didn't seem to notice you.
Perfect. I'm going to fly, I think, 10 feet straight up out of her line of sight, and then using all the rest of my movement straight east.
So her head follows you for a while, then she seems like almost like she loses you, but go ahead and move. I assume you meant west.
Yeah, that way.
Alright.
So it's 10 feet up to get out of her line of sight, and then using all of my movement and dash. So, what is it? Q? Pick up and Q?
Yeah, if you pick up your token and hit Q, you'll start measuring.
So I can go 50 feet this way, and I'm 10 feet up higher.
Alright, so you're flying across the courtyard, trying to get away from this dragon. Nico, bottom of the round, what are you doing?
I'm gonna follow everyone else that way.
Okay, so you begin running north too, going, oh crap.
Yeah.
Balefire, top of the round, what are you gonna do?
Stealthily sprinting.
So let's see. I think I can go 135.
Oh, sorry, one thing I should mention. At the end of that round, you would see a bunch of drakes coming from the blacksmith, because I don't think you locked any of the doors when you left.
Nope.
But they get here. They don't get to do anything else just yet. There are 5 of them. But go ahead, Balefire.
All right, Balefire moves, dashes, and dashes.
he's like, later, everybody. So Balefire just takes off into the mist. You have no idea where he went.
All right, we came in from up here, right?
Yes,
Nope.
You're almost at the door where you.
Sorry, I see.
Nope.
The door's gone. Calgrod, what are you gonna do?
So I'm going to. So you say, well, I'm going to move 60 feet. Actually, I can move 70 feet. Let me double check something. I think my speed is 35, yes. Yeah, so I'm still invisible, right? Yeah.
Yes, I am still concentrating on that.
You're still concentrating. That is the main question. Come on. Q.
If you turn visible, there might be a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially for me.
You see the
I think
dragon
I'm just
chewing on.
So where is
poor
Balefire?
Schroeder.
At that point, I think the warding bomb is lost.
Yeah, you think you see Balefire moving around somewhere to the north of you.
Yeah, he's ahead of us. Okay.
Anything else?
No, that's it.
Alright, so the dragon unfurls its wings and flies out this way. Roaring, it yells in Draconic, which I think you speak, right?
Oh, it goes east? I thought I made it seem like I was going straight up. Yes, I know Draconic.
Alright, so it yells out in Draconic, who would dare attack my lair? And it kind of flies this way. You're not stealthing currently, right? You're just invisible?
Yes.
So as it kind of flies out this way, it gets to a certain point and kind of switches directions a little, and comes up towards you. And it is going to be very mean as it flies at you. Just want to use that. It's going to kind of swipe at you. Looks like, at least for now, it's just trying to knock you out of the air. So it flies towards you and takes a swipe with its claw, growling.
Like your last telepathic. Schroeder, what did you do?
But you do notice that its mouth is dripping with necrotic energy. So for whatever reason, it didn't use its breath weapon on you. Claw attack 20 versus AC.
Yes.
Alright, so you are struck for 16 slashing. Still invisible. Oh, wait. He would have disadvantage.
Yes, he would.
15 versus AC. Or,
That. Yeah.
Someone forgot to cast Mage Armor.
No, I have it on. That's not the issue.
it's just if,
I'm trying-
yeah, if he casts a spell, it'll turn invisible. And you'll all turn invisible. Alright,
I have
now,
to take it.
I think, alright, so you take the hit. You would take 16 slashing as it cuts you. And then you need to make a concentration check.
Yeah.
As it kind of slashes at you in the air.
No, like if I use shield, it drops invisibility.
Yeah. I think only on you, though. I think you... I mean, I have to check the wording. But anyway, you were struck...
No.
Is it
it's
only on me?
No, I'm pretty sure it would be on
Does it just
everybody.
end the
It's,
spell? Alright.
yeah.
So
Okay.
that is all it does for now. It doesn't get a direct hit, luckily, so you're not swatted down or anything. But...
There's my concentration. So it drops.
Oh, no! Alright, so you would all turn visible suddenly, as there's another roar in the distance. That's it for the
Does that end
creature.
the telepathic speech too, or just the concentration?
No, it's not concentrate. That one's
Okay,
not
good.
concentration.
Alright.
Alright,
So it
alright.
yells at you to land and looks threateningly at you. Serbios.
I'll keep moving forward to see what's the commotion about. And I can't see anything yet.
Oh, by the way,
Yeah,
when you
Servios
appeared...
is still visible.
Yeah.
Invisible.
Oh, is he? I thought the spell ended.
He had his he has
Oh,
his
he
own
has his
invisible.
own. Yeah, okay. So these things are looking at Nico, but Serbios is still hidden.
Yep. Thanks.
Alright, so you move to the north. Anything else?
There were things behind us, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, so
right?
these things are now moving towards Nico, but it's not their turn yet. I'll add them to the initiative.
Nice. Regarding the area which they can move, this is still movable, right? Well, like,
Yeah, they can't move into the tower, that's solid. You can probably move, like, below it a little bit, because that's an overhang, but, yeah.
yeah. Well, I can help. Should I waste the spell slot? Sure, let's go with the tentacles again. I'll just...
That would make you appear, though, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Alright, where are you putting those?
So that's a 20-foot square. Let me find one.
Yeah. So you just drop them wherever you're going to put them.
Wait, how do I create?
You just drag the... You can go into the... If you go into the journal, there's a spell effects one, and there's a 20-foot thing there.
Told me last session, and I...
And that's all you're doing, right?
Yeah, I just want to see what's the area. Oh, that's a really small area. Can I move it a bit? Because it wouldn't let me.
Yeah, you just gotta take your thing off drawing shapes, because you're just drawing... But if you put it back to the pointer, you could pick it up and move it wherever you want.
Oh, so oh, I drew a couple of shapes and now they're permanently there. That's nice.
I can delete them. Just show me where you want the tentacles.
I'll put them so yeah, I think like this. So just behind us.
Yeah. So just right there.
Yeah.
All right. So you, as you're running away, chant, and a bunch of tentacles kind of sprout from the ground, whipping around in a 20-foot area. Schroeder, what are you gonna do? As the
Uh,
dragon demands you
yeah,
land.
yeah, yeah. This is sucks that I burned most of my inspiration. I'm definitely going to land, and I'm actually going to try to be diplomatic here. I'm going to say
Oh,
in Draconic.
sorry. One thing
Uh,
before you do that, I need a will save, as this thing is terrifying.
Wisdom save.
Yeah. Sorry. It's a dragon fear wisdom save.
Yeah, that's fine. I have advantage.
Okay. That's
Thank
good
Good
that you
thing.
did.
17.
So yeah, you keep your cool as this thing growls, looking angrily at you. And you said you're gonna
Uh,
land.
yeah, I'm gonna land and basically bow and say in Draconic, I beg your forgiveness. I meant no disrespect upon you or your lair. I simply wished to gaze upon your magnificence.
Oh, all right. So for now, I'm gonna keep it in rounds though. I'll get back to you in a second. And we're gonna have to end soon. Nico, what are you gonna do?
Nico is so confused. Are we fighting? Are we bowing to it? Are we running?
Well, you don't know what's
Uh,
going on over there because you didn't hear any of
You
that.
guys save yourself. I'm trying to save my own skin.
all
Right
right.
now,
Well,
we are both
either
main
either
thing.
way, I'm still on. Are we fighting or are we running? Um, but
These things are rushing towards you, although they're probably slowing down a little now that they see all these tentacles in front of them.
all right. I'm going to bring out my blender.
Okay.
Uh,
I would speak telepathically. Nico, the dragon is out. I can see it right from where I am. Is that correct?
If you can see it on the map, then yes, you can see it.
Well, I see a bunch of dragon here coming up.
I
Drake.
can't see you guys. And I'm closer to you guys, I think, than the dragon is.
So yeah, you see drakes coming in from the east of you, and you probably see these drakes to the south. I'm not sure if you can see the actual dragon. You just hear it roaring in the distance.
Yeah, so do we see Schroeder out of the tower or not at all? Because I can see up to here with my 300 feet, but I don't see Schroeder anywhere.
Where can you see up to?
Like 300 feet, like I think it's going. My sight right now goes all the way to the eastern wall. But in the
Does it?
tower, it does, right? Well, yeah,
So
that's what.
no, it looks like distance-wise, you are not within 300 feet of Schroeder right now, because he just
Oh
measured
yeah,
it.
why do I see the whole thing?
Uh,
No, that's just what you have mapped out. That's not your actual current vision.
Oh, so I don't have my
Because we
vision.
went over there earlier, remember? So you already have it mapped out.
yeah,
Oh,
You
because
it's a
don't
you.
fog of
actually
war.
have line of sight right now. It's
It's
not
a
within
fog of
300
war. I
feet because
see.
the
I
whole
see.
map itself from one block to another is
Yeah,
well beyond 300.
Yeah.
It's
300. Okay. So,
460 basically.
Lou, you may not have set up my sight to 300 then. But that's why I
Oh
thought
no,
that
it
was
it,
kind of
sh- it should be at
it may.
No,
300 right now.
my
Uh,
sight's at 300 and I don't see you guys.
okay.
So that
So
should
we
be
don't see you.
accurate.
So we just know that something is going on. So I'm going to yell to Nico in the mine and to Serbios. There is another 5 or 6 coming our way from the other side of the tower. You need to run north now, so we can. We don't want to fight the open ground.
yeah. While all that was happening, I summoned my blender, and am I able to come over here and just try to like shove Serbios this direction part of my movement?
I mean, you could grab and drag him, but you're gonna lose movement. Then on his turn, he's gonna way outpace you most likely.
Yeah. I'm
So I
just
mean,
thinking at least then we're kind of protected in some radiance. But
Sure. Is that what you want to do? You want to grab him and try to pull him?
You know what? Out of the frustration of it all, yeah, that's what's
All
gonna
right.
happen.
So once you grab him, Serbios, you gonna let her grab you?
Sure.
All right. So as she grabs you, you can now move at half speed. So you move 10
Yeah,
feet to get over to him, so you can move half speed the rest of your movement.
yeah. So we can move 10 feet north.
Yay!
Whoop.
Yep.
So Nico Cass grabs you and is like, "Come on, we're getting out of here." And he'd
What are
probably
you
be
doing?
more
Let
like
me
you.
go.
So at the end of the round, the guard drakes are gonna make their way up towards you.
Yeah.
Which. Oh, why is it being weird? Sorry, one sec. What's going on here? Oh, I see why. Get out of here. So they start coming up north, double moving. He's gonna have to go around, so that slows him down a bit. Moving up this way.
Oh, that actually helped.
Serbius, you'd be right next to me because it was 10 feet to get beside you, and then we both moved 10 feet.
Yeah, I know. I moved and then something moved me back. I'm
Oh,
not
okay,
sure.
gotcha.
All right, so yeah, they do have to go around, so that does slow them down a bit.
A few of them are in my
Oh,
aura.
so they're not going to go into the aura for now. They're going to stay back.
Sorry, I'll see if I can put a different color on.
Now they are inside my aura.
I thought it was 20 feet.
It's the cir. I'm not sure because it shows it's a bigger one when I click on it, but sure.
Oh, well, that's just so you can grab at it.
Oh.
So you can, fish it out if it's around a bunch of tokens.
I see.
All right, but we are past time by a bit,
Yeah.
and I know Balefire usually he got stuff to do.
You know
So
what happened? So the clocks changed, right? But in Australia, the clocks go. The time difference actually gets the opposite direction. So my meeting that used to be at like 5:15 is now at 7.
okay.
Cool.
Well,
So
I mean, we can end here anyway, but that's good to know in case in the future we have some extra time. So why don't we do MVP votes, and yeah, next week we'll pick this up and see see if we're gonna need a new character for poor Schroeder. Ah, smash.
Well, it didn't seem like it was being just outright kill
That's
on
true.
sight.
It could have unleashed
So
a breath weapon on you, which probably would have one shot you.
I'm resistant.
Oh, well, it would have just hurt a lot, maybe. But yeah, it doesn't seem like
Yeah.
it's going to just murder you right off the bat.
Yeah, so maybe I can talk it out of killing me.
Alright, I got 3, 4, 5. So Calgrod with 3 votes, you're MVP. Congrats. I know there was a lot of talking this session. Hopefully everyone still had fun.
no, it was
Yeah.
nice.
Seems
Yeah.
like
Yeah, I
a
mean,
lot of
sneaking
planning
around
going
Dragon
on.
Lair, the sneaking around Dragon Lair is always fun.
Alright.
Fucking an alarm spell. Gotta be
Yeah,
kidding me.
fucking alarm
bullshit.
spell.
How dare NPCs use spells? This is bullshit.
A level 1 spell. Oh no!
No one expects the alarm spell. All right. Well, yeah, good game, everyone, and we'll
Yeah.
pick it up next time. I'm going to take some
Yeah.
notes, but you're all free to go if you want.
Right.
I was just trying to do something fun so I could actually make use of clairvoyance.
Well, I must say, I mean, at least your telepathy and all the powers we have are kind of helping quite a lot. We'll see how that works out.
Yeah, hopefully you guys can get out of here and I can somehow
Yeah, for us, we
be.
probably can keep the door entrance from the Drake once we kind of establish a perimeter. It's just the open ground is very, very dangerous to fight on. We need to get to that door before the Drakes. But after
Yeah.
that, it's all depend on you.
I mean, I can just fly out of there if I get the opportunity, so that's not really an issue for me.
Well, you won't because he has legendary actions. So he's
No, no,
going.
no, no. I'm saying if somehow I can like befriend or at least get
Oh
the
yeah, yeah.
dragon to not kill me, I
Oh,
don't
that's
really
your.
have to worry about the drakes.
No, no, I agree. I agree. That's your only chance is at that point. Now that you have to deal with the dragon, we have to deal with the drakes.
Yep.
And yeah, the drakes are going to be rough if we take them in the open. Uh,
Good
Jeez.
thing I already had a character concept in mind as
You
long
got a
as
backup character. That's what's important.
that is something I wanted to ask because I think you had made mention of something about what my backup character might be. Did you have a restriction on certain oh, what was it called? The Order of the Scribe. Did you have a restriction on that?
What do you mean restriction?
Like for character creation, would that not be allowed?
So I allow anything from the core books. Generally, if it's like adventure league legal type stuff. I think the only book I'm not doing right now is the Matt Mercer book.
Yeah, same for me.
So you do allow Order of the Scribe wizards.
Yeah, as long as it's from the core book set, that should be fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm fine. I'm fine too. It's just not available for Fey witches. That's
Yeah, that
the
I
only limit is for Fey witches, but for
which kind
wizards.
of sucks because I really do like the Vidalkins.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at that point, it could be. I mean, it's up to Lou if she's okay with the Vidalkin that's not a Fey and Order of the Scribe Wizard. For me, as Schroeder is coming from kind of my side of the Feywild, she would be a Fey witch, but after that, I mean, it's still Lou's world, so it's up to him.
Uh, so I need to look into the Vidalcan race more. But yeah, I'd have
One
to
of
look
those.
into more.
So the Vedalken is one of those Hebron thing, very specific Hebron kind of. I mean, like I'm using a Hebron race, like the human of the Sentinel. The Sentinel mark is a Hebron thing too. So, but it is. Yeah, it is. For my on my side, from when we started creating your character, Schroeder, it's because of the Feywild, and the fact that you are not using character like a book makes doesn't make sense to have the order of the scribe as part of the thing available.
Yeah, if Vidalkins were Fey. But
Yeah,
everything
yeah,
I know about Vidalkins in terms of magic and in terms of or Magic the Gathering and D&D, it almost doesn't make sense for them to be Fey since they're typically artificers.
yeah. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's a choice I made earlier. I have a bunch of Vedalken characters. I made them more like the kind of very intellectual part of the Feywild, but yeah, I can see that. I mean, from Hebron perspective, totally fine. I mean, Hebron is a lot of artificers, and all the artificers come from Hebron mostly. So yeah. But yeah,
Yeah, I
so
think that's the lore in Magic the Gathering as well, is that they're from that plane.
yeah, from that, yeah,
I mean, we could probably make most things work story wise. I just have to take a look at what you want to do. Like cosmetically, it's a lot easier than like if you want to do mechanical homebrew. Like mechanical homebrew, I'm pretty much like unless it's researched in the world during like your actual playtime, I probably don't do it. But cosmetic stuff, I can usually work with that. So as long as the rule doesn't say that like you specifically can't mix like a race with something, I'm probably gonna be okay with it, and we can figure out how it works if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else before I take off? Oh, I should end the stream. Hope everyone enjoyed watching the stream. I will see you all next time.
Woo.